Alright, how the hell am I gonna do this? Okay, sweet. Now I just gotta see if everything works. Actually, I gotta pull up the chat. It's such a pain to figure this out. All because I don't want to use StreamYard. Oh Lord. What in the hell did I just see? Some weird shit on YouTube, man. Oh man. All right, I gotta figure this out. Okay, so let's see. Apparently, my computer crashed. That's really cool. So I don't even know what's going on at this point. Let's see, what's this look like? All right, sick. So I'm gonna go try and fix this. And I don't know. I guess you guys just get to see this for a second. Why the fuck? I got two things to fix. I got to fix something on my computer because it's showing this little link thing up here. Actually, I might be able to fix that to my phone here. I'll just so I don't have to go up there and do it. This is the joy of streaming. All right. Yeah, that's fine. So now I get to figure out what the hell just happened with my PC. Stupid shot PC. Always being a pain in my ass. When in doubt, shut it off, turn it back on. And I can't see the fucking chat. It's been so long. It's been like a while since I streamed last, so I don't even see what's going on. Oh, okay. Cool. Great. Now, what the hell just happened? Okay, turn this shit on. Turn this shit on too. There we go. Cool. Nothing like a broken PC and well, yeah. I don't even know what this is. What even is this? Thick. Maybe this thing inhaled a little too many metal particles. It just shut off again. Cool. I guess I'm streaming from my room or from my phone. Figure out how I can get everyone on here too. Hmm, that's an interesting thing. Is it still working? Okay, it is. Sweet. Hmm. I could actually stream other people's videos on this, which means that's cool. I don't know. There's two problems. I don't know how to invite people through my phone because it doesn't like pop up the way that I have it set up. I don't even know what the fuck is this going on. Yeah, dude, I was having a wonderful day this morning. That was great. Well, am I gonna stand around here doing nothing or what? I guess I'm gonna stand around here doing nothing until I can figure out if I somebody see if they can join up and then oh wait, because I don't have the link posted. Duh. That's why. Oh my god. I'm really smart. I feel like I've gotten like extremely dumb in the past like day, which I know exactly who is gonna agree with that. All right, how do I info share joining info? Copy. Go back to the chat. Oh, and it turns my little thing off here. Cool. Wonderful. Yeah, I well, okay. Every once in a while I do, but it's a rarity. It's only around my friends. I know my camera's off if anyone is gonna tell me that. We have excuse. See if I can select this comment and pin this. Oh my god. I don't even know what's going on right now with my fucking phone and all this setup.
I got no volume. There it is. Yeah, I guess you're there now. Can we turn? We can't turn. Oh, we can. How you doing tonight? What, you're in the garage? Little little grinding files in there? Pieces of cylinder material? Well, at least I do it in my living room, so you're better off than I am. Oh yeah. I am the dad. It, it's okay, Tim boy, you got permission.
You want to go this
I
way?
don't care, that'll work. Say hey, Tim boy. On,
What?
say hey, Tim boy on there.
Hey there. Getting cloudy here. It's not as nice as it was yesterday.
Standard operating procedure for where you live, right?
Well, we haven't really had that much rain yet, and we need it bad.
We need
so
it bad.
let me pause this
We're
podcast.
like the opposite of you. I can't remember the last time we had water.
I mean, we did get snow. How long ago was that? A month?
Yeah, a little. We get like a tenth if we're lucky, you know.
Well, it used to be that our total moisture was around 12 to 14.
Josh was in there. Mike Legault was in there. Yeah, I've never seen this. I don't know if I can see chat. If I lose you, I'll call you back. Yeah, I don't think I can. I can hear you.
Well, it's like not picking up through the. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, it's really loud. This should be a lot better. There we go. Perfect. All right.
Where's your mic on the desk?
No, I swapped mics from the one that was like just hanging around and
No.
to the one that's on my headset. Cause
I see. I didn't see it. Yeah.
yeah, cause the last one was like giving me a bunch of issues and everything. Oh, now I can pin the link. There we go.
You on the computer now? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it just works out better for me. I'll if like a couple other people join and I can actually like get some like, conversation going on, and I'll probably go down and try and figure out why it was giving me issues.
Rip into the computer.
Probably not, because it's like a tiny little smallest computer I'd ever seen. I got it on Amazon for like $130, and it's about that big, and I just stuck it to the back of my monitor and plugged it in, and yeah,
Really?
yeah, it was
Uh,
yeah.
Well, don't you need a hard drive so you can load software?
It's got it all built into it. I don't ask me how, but it's like maybe 5 inches by 5 inches, and that's
You know what those apple pies are, right?
It's like a Raspberry
Oh,
Pi.
Raspberry
yeah.
Pi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I've seen those, but those like I don't know, it's like nothing in comparison. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was relatively cheap too. Surprising to me.
I'm helping a guy on Reddit right now. He's got a picture of a sealed bearing with his finger in the middle race, and he goes, "Nothing turns." And I'm
Oh,
like, by the time he sees up a sealed bearing, I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
But on Reddit, you see it all.
yeah, definitely. You see a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think they'd be like
One guy,
it's like separated into like three categories. You have Reddit, and then you have YouTube, and then you have Facebook, all in that order basically. And it's like the quality of builds just slightly. It's like an exponential ramp, just goes up.
yeah. On Reddit, this one guy says, "How am I doing?" He had a 4-stroke mounted to this bike, and he had the drive on the right, so the engine in backwards.
Oh no, man.
Was it teaching the wrong way?
Yeah, he's probably wondering how he's going to get that a sprocket aligned. But
Yeah, exactly. Well,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
got a question for you.
if
How do you get the chain to go around a chopper rear tire? I
so,
mean, I wouldn't think it's clear.
what I did, I just took the easy way out, and I sent my whole wheel to Will Kidd, and I just got him to make a Gemini hub that fit into my rear dropouts. And luckily enough, I don't ask me how I got so lucky, but he had the same exact frame that I have, which is the West Coast chopper. He just had the back half of it, and so he just put it on his bench and used one of his. I think he ended up using just like a normal hub with like a couple different spacers, and it fits perfectly. And so I've just
Wow,
got
but
a bolt-in
how
hub.
does the average guy? There's a guy on Reddit doing it, and he had a really big tire, and he's like, "No," I said, "You're gonna have to offset your engine, or I don't know if you." I said, "If that drive sprocket's inboard of that tire, I don't see how it's done."
Yeah,
And he's like, "Oh
exactly.
no, it matches."
I don't
But
know.
again,
You
he
the
didn't have a chain on it.
yeah the that's the problem. The the real big issues start when you start to figure out if uh, well, the distance between your chain and your tire and the chain and your chain stay, and it's like you have to have it like just perfect between those. Otherwise, you know,
That's what
you're not
got
gonna
me the
have it.
other day when I shed that half link. I had a piece of rubber protecting the chainstay,
Uh huh.
pulled the cotter pin out of the half link, and that was the end of that ride.
Mm. Yeah, you know, sometimes you'll get lucky and you won't have to use a half link, but sometimes you'll have to use one. And I haven't measured the chain out for the chopper yet from the jack shaft to the rear wheel because I'm still waiting to get the motor, or I'm still getting waiting to get. Actually, I have the bearing. I just realized that. So if someone else is going to join, I could actually go down and get my camera working, or put. I'd probably just join on my phone and then just use that as a camera, and then just
Who
talk
was
through
here
that.
last time? There was Jared. Who else?
Yeah, Jared was
Moss?
here. They're probably all waiting for like 6 o'clock to roll around because that's usually when I start. I was thinking of starting a lot earlier. I was thinking of starting at like 1 today, but nah, I was like, yeah, I got a little busy.
Was Mossy on last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in chat.
Oh, yeah. No, they can all join up if they want. So, I'm trying to think. Let's see. I got some brake adapters in. I got to do a bit of modifying to those, and I actually got to modify the CAD file. So I'll probably do that after I'm done with the mainstream and everyone hops off.
What kind of adapter?
It's for the for pit bike calipers. I aim to make them really cheap and a lot. Well, I can make them pretty cheap in pretty decent quantity. I just have to like figure out how I'm going to get it all to work. And I think I can get them
Are
out
you
of
gonna?
steel instead of aluminum like how Smolik does it. I think I really
Are
undercut
you
the
trying
market
to
that way.
bolt it on? Or are you gonna weld it on, or what?
Oh, they're bolt on. They're bolt on just the same exact way that Smolik does it. It's just out of a different material, out of steel, which doesn't strip. But I might be wrong in saying that one of his had stripped out on me because a friend of mine had actually, well, not really a friend anymore, but somebody that I
Wait.
yeah, an acquaintance had given me one of theirs, and I don't remember if they had made it or whatever, but it was pretty nice, honestly. It was like laser cut, aluminum, but it was probably, I think it was kind of crappy quality aluminum because, I had a couple of them, but they all stripped out on me. I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, maybe Chinesium. I like to
Yeah,
stud whenever I can.
yeah, yeah,
Protect
definitely.
protect those threads.
Yeah, exactly.
I just get the stainless steel stuff studs.
Yeah, yeah, I've had pretty good luck
Yeah,
with stainless steel. Yeah, and so I'll probably try and make them for cheap and maybe sell them or something. I don't know. I had a couple
well, how
prototypes
I've
that I
always
3D printed.
questioned. I've always told everybody if you're going to mount a brake caliper mount, for the caliper, you should weld it on. But people are having success with bolting.
Well, it's like more the adapter of the like so the tab itself. If you want to weld, definitely weld that to your fork. But if your only option is bolt on, then I just like try to swap the forks or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like and then I just go immediately from that international standard or whatever it is of like it's like 51 millimeters or something. That's like between those two center holes, and then I just go directly to the Smolik adapter or whatever, and uh, and then sell them and yeah, and
So
just get them.
what's the adapter do? Change the bolt spacing or what?
It's the same thing as what Smolik sells. It's just a pit bike mounting caliper or a pit bike caliper
Oh,
mount.
you're
Yeah,
mounting a different caliper that wasn't made. It was made for a pit bike.
yeah, the hydraulic calipers.
Oh, it has different hole spacing or.
Yeah, it's like 48 or something, but then like one's got to be a lot higher than the other and all that, and it's not really it's not the greatest of designs from the Chinese, but once you figure out all the hole locations and everything, it's not too horrible. I've got a couple prototypes of some stuff that I had actually. If I can fucking grab it right here. I had a couple prototypes over here, but they they weren't the greatest. Actually, let me see if I can grab this one. Yeah, they're all right, but they ended up being too like I think the bolt holes were not aligned correctly, so they weren't the greatest. But I'm gonna fix it at some point. I have a couple ones that are out of aluminum now, so I'm just gonna use those as like kind of test pieces, and I don't know. I got them for a really good deal off of this one guy.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're pretty cheap to manufacture. It's not in-house,
Paul
but
Gale.
pretty good
Paul Gale
quality.
checked in.
Oh yeah,
Willard's
what's
here.
up? Oh yeah, we got a bunch of people in here. What's up, Willard? Yeah, you can I don't know, join links up at the top of the chat, just like how Jared does it.
Yeah, it linked me right in, no problem.
Yeah. Perfect world is no half links and no tensioners with perfect alignment and adjusters back on the back. Yeah, that's really perfect world.
Nothing a grinder can't fix. On one of
Exactly.
my dirt bikes, I had to grind part of the knobbies off to clear the chain.
Ooh, wow.
It was a big tire.
Yeah, I bet that took a long time.
Yeah, it was a dirty job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you probably have to have the Meet app on your phone to call in, don't you?
I think you can use it on. I think you can use it on the web if you. Because, I don't know, I already had it installed actually on my phone.
Yeah, I did too, so I didn't know.
What's up, Ken? Ring snag? Yeah.
Willard's replacement engine ought to be coming before too long, I think.
Oh, his detonator?
Oh, be nice. I
I
like the Dom. I think the Dominator's it might be the best value out there. I don't know.
hmm. How much they want for that thing?
Two.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Well,
That
if
is
you think about it, the cylinder. If you stand a better chance of less porous cylinder, which has been a problem in the Avengers,
yeah.
that would be nice. Plus the Byton seals are an upgrade because they've had a lot of seal problems in
Oh,
Avengers. When all
it
the
comes
stuff
with
I've read,
it comes with Viton seals?
that's what he says.
Hmm.
You know.
I'll have to see that.
Oh yeah, my wife said she saw Willett on Facebook when he was younger today.
Oh yeah.
Today.
Yeah, he posted some photos I think on YouTube a long time ago on Jared's stream, and I was like, I couldn't believe that he was even the same person.
Really,
Yeah,
he looked pretty similar in this one, but
yeah.
I don't know how many kids he had by that time. Josh has got his hands full. He's got a house full there.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I was talking to him yesterday too. We were talking about a bunch of Briggs stuff. I actually got I got a bearing for my Briggs. It's actually sitting out on my counter. I just got to go install it. I just got to figure out. Well, hell with it. I'm gonna take my phone down here with me. See if I can join the meet. Hmm. No way. Puck just made a group. That's called quote even higher speed motorized bicycles, 61 plus miles an hour. That's pretty funny. And he asked
Did
me,
you see his response to the person that will not be named?
oh yeah, yeah.
Boy,
He had a bunch of stuff to say.
a lot of details. A lot of
Yeah.
he like, hello, this is what you did, and this is what I gave you.
Welcome and thanks for being one of the first to join the new page for those of us hunting one crazy thing, crazy mile an hour. Please be patient while we go through some growing pains and start adding content. I will still share in all the other groups I'm active in, but this is the primary place for updates on my future land speed attempts with my affectionately named Big Evil Polini setup. The new home for the highest motorized bike mile per hour bicycles on the planet. No brand bias, no fanboying, no clickbait, and false information. Just a group of dedicated hobbyists sharing tips, tricks, and builds trying to break records. We've chosen
Nice.
mature, unbiased mods whose main goal is just to keep the spam/bots away. No over moderation, or kicking/banning those with differences in opinion.
Nice. Well,
Join to
Puck
follow.
seems to be pretty well respected, right?
Yeah, yeah. And somebody mentioned that he should make a group, and well, a couple minutes later, here's the group.
Nice.
That's sweet.
Did he build so and so's engine?
Yeah, so he built that whole setup, and so and so did such modifications, and
Yeah.
yeah, you know, and somehow
Effed it up.
Puck was blamed.
Right. Yeah, my wife clarified that he fucked it up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Water. Well, Josh and I are in the 40-mile-an-hour club.
Yeah,
We're special.
I'm somewhere a little over 60, but I don't know. You know, I never got a mile an hour. I never turned my speedometer on when I had the Piaggio with the 36 tooth, but now it's all torn apart. It's just a frame sitting on
So,
the floor with the motor on it. It's a sad
yeah,
sight.
Josh and I are anything after 40. I agree with Josh. Starts to look a little iffy. I mean, I still got coaster brakes, and luckily I upgraded to caliper brakes in the front.
Well, dude,
Handicapped by age.
you could probably upgrade to the pit bike brakes. Like those, it's a pretty
I,
easy upgrade.
yeah, I can weld and stuff, but I'm like, this is my brake, is my brain. I hardly ever touch a brake.
Yeah.
I think way ahead. I go fast when I can, and then I just watch out.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, I like brakes. I mean, they're good.
Yeah. Definitely. No, I have way too much city to not have to not have really good brakes. I think, especially if I'm trying to hit pretty decent speeds,
Oh yeah,
which are
well
maybe
that's
a
a whole
little
different.
faster than I should be doing in the city. But
Yeah,
I just try and be as safe as I can about it.
there's no plates.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you
I
know,
saw a guy.
yeah, yeah. There's only a couple places, and that's Bonneville and El Mirage apparently. Who knows?
Are you going to a flat
Yeah,
run this year?
yeah. I'm going to the El Mirage event if it's still going, or I don't know how that's gonna go, but I'm still going to the races at least, and I know that's gonna happen for sure.
Wow, it's weird tonight.
I know.
I got
Ben
like,
figured it out.
I got like a little screen over Caveman's screen for my screen.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I got the same for you, Ken.
Are you using the same app there, Tan Boy, or what?
Yeah, I'm using meats.
Huh?
Yeah, it's different
You
from
using a different layout for it tonight?
maybe I don't know. I just pinned. I didn't pin me, but I let's see.
Might help.
Reframe.
Yeah, it's the layout's like totally different on the cameras.
Oh, I can pin myself actually.
Yeah, it
It
said you
shows my
picked.
head's like really long and skinny. I
That's
lost
funny.
like 80 pounds.
Dang.
Now I'm in front of Fanboy.
Huh.
No biggie.
Leonard's on here
Does it
too, apparently.
does it show that to you on your side, Caveman, where your own head is really like long and skinny?
Yeah, sticks you in the corner.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird tonight, Tan. There's something different. I don't know what you
Interesting.
clicked.
Well, I don't know. On the stream, it looks perfect.
Okay, we'll leave it. But yeah, it's bizarre tonight. Must be those du jour bags and UFOs and whatever affecting the satellite or
Oh
something.
yeah, definitely. Josh says that he likes the detonator. What's the number one complaint about the engine or the problem with that engine?
It comes cracked. Willard will know.
Well, aside from that, the I think the open transfers, personally, that's just kind of a downside of, from my point of view. But
Oh, what the frick?
Well, that's true. That's a open for that's a negotiable topic right there.
yeah,
Why is
definitely.
Bixby trying to open now?
What happened?
Bixby.
Oh, dude, I hate Bixby. I turned that off as soon as I got this new phone. I turned that completely off. I was like, no
I
way in
wish I
hell.
could get my computer studio working better because I hate these cell phones, man. All the buttons are too small for these great big frickin' hands.
Same exact thing with my dad. It's like, it's like he's got giant hands compared to me. It's like, I don't even know how that's possible.
It runs in the Italians, man.
I guess so, yeah.
I
Just
watched
think
a
that's why your
chainsaw.
mom loves them so much.
I watched one of those like Tin Man shows. It wasn't Tin Man, I don't think, but he laid out like 5, maybe 6 cylinders, all different transfer report designs.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh, I think I
chainsaw's
know
got
what
a
you're
lot of
talking about.
variety. They
Oh,
were all. I don't think there was he might have had one open, but most of them were not open.
yeah, that one guy that ports saws. I think I know who you're talking about. Um, and he has a chainsaw dyno too.
Yeah, one of them does.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah, yeah.
talked about the advantages and disadvantages of each design.
Yep, yeah. It's that guy I watched a little bit when I was working on one of my dad's chainsaws. Man, that was like last year. I still have it
I
apart
just
in my
watched it.
basement.
Those guys they're porting fanatics.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're trying to squeeze every little ounce of power. But I mean, a lot of their cylinders are so cheap. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
They're about as cheap as our cylinders are, if not cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Hey, those are the same exact calipers I got.
Stainless steel. I doubt it. These were 129 bucks.
Okay, maybe not. No, mine were like 30 bucks, if that. Are they like
They
name
better
brand?
be.
Are they
They better.
Mitutoyo?
Yeah. They're name
Oh,
brand. They better be better than last crappy turds. That man, I'm telling you, it was so inaccurate. I couldn't figure out what I was doing.
my problem is that I keep dropping mine. I got
I cut.
I got a plastic set somewhere around here.
I started cutting out on a jug, porting it, and blew it.
I got one of these, but then the tip on the inside, which I use a whole bunch. I use a lot of the inside diameter stuff. The tip of it broke off, so it's like,
No, see, yours is way different. What's that? Plastic?
yeah. Well, these are just the ones that I brought up here after I bought the new metal ones.
Oh. Yeah, mine will do manual, digital, and something else. And there's like 3 different adjusters on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, it's name brand. It's got a 5 out of 5 star review, but it's 129 bucks. I just got tired of them cheap, shitty. What I started with $13. That was crap. And then I did like a $37. It was crap.
Josh says, "What's the best thing about dating a homeless chick? You can drop her off anywhere."
You can pick her up on the corner and you can leave her off at the same corner you freaking found
Oh man,
her.
dude, 15 minutes and I bet Jared's gonna be on here in the drop of the hat. I'm surprised he's not on here yet.
Maybe he's making a
Well,
delivery.
Yeah, true
you
enough.
missed a couple of Fridays, so I think a
Yeah.
lot of guys weren't anticipating you were going to be on tonight. I wasn't either. I
Yeah, no,
didn't even get an alert. I just happened to back out of a movie I was watching on the YouTubes and seen your thing up, and you
oh,
only had like two,
huh.
3 people on at the time.
Yeah, no, I was trying to get it set up, but it's like I lost a brain cell or something. 'Cause I just completely forgot how to stream.
No play
We
dates
get
this Friday, huh, Tan?
No, she's sick.
What, your girl up in Washington?
Yeah, but, I
You
gotta
got to
see.
send her a Raoul card, with
Ugh,
smudge
yeah,
marks on it.
smudge mark. Ugh.
Get better, doll. I
I'm
want
gonna
to
make
come up and shake a leg.
I'm gonna make sure that's actually chocolate and not whatever that was.
Baby
uh,
Ruth bar.
Yeah, Phew. Yeah. There's
Raul
Raul's
was
baby.
on a roll last night.
Oh yeah. What was he doing?
Rubbing his
Wearing
nipples
masks,
again.
no shirt.
Same old, huh? I'm surprised he's not on here. I don't think
He had,
he really looks at my channel now that I think about it.
he had a different clown mask on or painted it or something, yeah, and did the nipple dance again.
I can just imagine that he like
Yeah.
spray painted it like neon orange or something.
No, it was like some copper, gray, black, and something else. And it had a great big red ass tongue hanging out of it.
Interesting. Very interesting. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
All right,
He
I'm gonna.
put some weird title on there, the caption that comes across
Matty out.
Jared's channel with the names.
Somebody's actually having a problem with the Smolik tensioner on a felt
You
faker.
missed the Indian dancer last night, Tan, at like 4:30 in the morning over on
Oh, yeah.
Leonard's channel last night.
The what?
There was some Indian girl from over in India, and she was doing like dance videos on YouTube.
Well, there was a whole bunch of them.
That's
But she came
insane.
on Leonard's channel, so
Oh.
Leonard put up a bunch of her videos.
That's hilarious.
She was pretty decent looking, Tan. I'm saying.
That Smolik chain tensioner, did you see that on Facebook?
The one of the I saw the one that one guy posted on Zeta Mafia's page.
I remember seeing a failure like 3 weeks ago.
I never had a problem with them, but this guy had.
I thought it was a small. It could have been something else. It looked like a CNC tensioner, but
Yeah.
never seen one.
Huh. I saw Paul Gale's tensioner setup. That was pretty interesting.
That's a drivetrain and a half right there.
Yeah, it went through like what 3 or 4 different rollers. I was
Cool to watch.
away.
You see the video? He
No,
videoed it in motion, in action. You could watch all the gear. It was pretty cool.
I gotta pull that up. Dang.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. I think it was his last video. I'm not sure, but he holds his phone down there and got a pretty good shot of all the gears in action.
Oh.
It was neat.
Wait, I know what I'll do. Wait, oh.
Yeah, so Tan, because of Trump's tariff wars with all the Asian countries. Remember I was telling you on that .219 chromoly, I was hoping to have it in like 6 weeks. Now I'm backed up. It's 3 to 6 months.
Oh man. That's no.
I got everything else coming. I mean, it's already paid for, but I'm stuck like Chuck. I gotta wait. Nothing I can do about it.
Oh, here we go.
All right, you try this again. See if I can get some better shots.
Okay. I'm surprised I'm not.
Whose channel's this?
Paul Gale.
On the video, full suspension motorized bike. Oh, Paul Gale's.
Yeah.
Oh no shit, he did a full suspension, huh? Yeah, and I was thinking about doing that on the steel felt faker that I was gonna build. Full suspension, front and rear, swing arm.
Paul's gonna patent his drivetrain.
Really?
No, I don't know.
I mean, I couldn't blame him if he tried to.
Damn, look at it go though. He should probably.
Yeah, that's killer.
Why the hell wouldn't he?
You already put it up.
Wow.
Of course, you know when you patent that shit, they steal it at the patent office from you.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's probably what.
They say to get it out in production, get it out for sale before you even go and patent it. Sell about 100 of them. Because if you don't, you patent
all
it.
over it.
If you don't have any sales and you patent it, they'll steal it and they'll put it out for sale. Then they'll make you prove that you were the first one on the block.
Chain slightly tightens when the suspension works.
So you got a shift kit in that too, Paul Gale, or what?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it. I can't tell, actually.
Man, he's got some thick chain going through that baby.
Yeah. Looks like maybe like 415H chain or something.
Too bad we couldn't turn that video the other way so we could see it more. Damn. That's some incredible genius craftsmanship right there.
I can't even go through a frame rate.
Squeeze brakes though on the rear rim. Ouch. That's risky.
I don't know how I feel about those, but it's a 420 chain. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it does look a lot wider than.
Yeah. Stronger too. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, I got some 420 chain and something else I don't even know what the hell it is.
Oh, that was really cool. 421 here.
Man, that took some thought and effort on his part.
They have like some
He's a little Paul Gale's a little mad genius in the closet. He's coming out now.
Yeah. Dude, he should go on Facebook and post some of that stuff. That'd be pretty. I'm sure a lot of
Man,
people
I bet you there's some guys out there to buy that setup from him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, from one to another, you know, perfect. All right, let's see if I can join the stream on my phone.
So I got a solution on that 3 to 6 month wait, Tan Boy.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm gonna just literally make the shit out of garbage fucking steel. The prototype.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
just
run
like a proof of concept.
I'm gonna run like 3 or 4 layers of thinner chrome moly and weld them all together. Hand pound them on layer after layer and weld them in.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think the strength will be the same as cold rolled one, inner diameter wall as doing 3 or 4 layers, because there won't be anything gluing them down except for one long bead weld, ground off, and then wrap it with the next one over the weld.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It should hold up for what I got a couple of motors I'm in the works on. I told you about that 55, 56 Minarelli, right?
Yeah.
But I'm also I'm looking at a 4-stroke 94 millimeter and dumping it into a 2-stroke with between a 56 and a 64 crank. I'm thinking about doing an all steel handmade CNC style case for it.
Interesting.
Because the case that the actual engines come in, they've got either a 3, 5, and 6 gear. It's 4 down and 1 up or whatever for the shifter. I'm trying to do away with that to shave off weight.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, I want to run dual G-force 4s, dual carbs.
Oh, you're gonna do. I saw you mentioning something about like dual reed valves and everything.
Yeah, dual G-force 4 carbon fiber reed valves with dual carburetors.
Oh yeah.
I even thought about doing a funny and doing a triple stack like they used to do on the old hot rods.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, the 6x2s.
Oh, you could have
They
like
call them triples.
or you could
carburetors.
You could do something funny and put like 3 NTs on like an Avenger or something like that, like some really like wild Avenger. Wonder how that would work out.
I think you'd flood it.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, not unless you jetted it lean enough on both the carbs.
You got to get a bigger piston in order to do even a double, dude.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah, I thought about doing it for shits and giggles. Trench porting it in underneath the jug through the case. How they used to do the rare GT90 cases that you can hardly find anymore.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember when like what was it? Gas Bike or something? Remember that they were going out of like, well, not going out of business, but they're doing their thing, and yeah, no, I wanted one of their cases really badly, but I was way too late. They were already out of stock and everything.
There's a guy over here in East Peoria on his Facebook. He's got one for $600. A 72cc Minarelli where it's done like that. Then he's got like the BBR plates that cover over the magneto.
The CNC covers.
Yeah. But it was built by Don Butler or Ken Henson. I can't remember which one of the two guys, but he's sitting on it for I don't know how many years, but he wants $600. Engine
That's pretty
only.
good. Is he selling it on like Facebook Marketplace or something?
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace. Yeah.
You think he'd ship it?
East Peoria, Illinois, if you're interested in looking it up. I don't know. I'm sure he would if he had somebody that was going to pay the additional shipping plus the 6 bills. I bet he would.
Well, I mean, if it's just the motor, like, that it's only what, like 20, 26, 20, $27 to have it shipped from, with flat rate and a large flat rate box.
Yeah. So what I think it is it's a 42 stroke because he's got like the 6 millimeter spacer on it. That's what it looks like anyway. It ain't the 3 mil. Maybe it's a 5 mil. I don't know, but it's bigger than a 3. But he listed as a 72cc Minarelli.
That's interesting. Got a brand new coil for my Briggs.
I would think it's the 47.5 piston in it. It's not the 50. I would imagine. So, hey, Caveman, what are you going to do with that other carburetor that was too big? That other pump carburetor?
I'm running them both. Two bikes, different bikes. They perform very similar. 21 millimeter is really more properly fit. It's the right size. The 90 works real good. Wide open, the 90 has a little bit more, but.
What was the other size? 22?
I mean, it's an 090, but it's a 25 millimeter. The other one's a 21 millimeter.
Oh, 25.
Yeah, but it works pretty good. It's amazing.
Huh.
If it was a float bowl Venturi vacuum up the fuel, it wouldn't even run, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm just not pushing enough CFM for that size carb.
Yeah, I'm stuck like Chuck waiting on all this shit to get in from shipping, but I blew about 10 G's here in the last week.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm bummed when I spend $10.
I got some monster builds coming up. I'm trying to break 100 on both electric and gas.
I don't doubt that you won't be able to.
I'm hoping. It's the last thing on my bucket list, brother.
Couldn't blame you.
Just so I can say it can be done.
Okay.
But I'm doing it. I'm going to do it both the electric and the gas on custom trains that I make. But yeah, on the one I'm in a hurry because it's supposed to be here by what I tell you. I think I told Jared 3rd or the 5th of April. That's why I think I'm just going to go buy about 10 bike frames that are chrome moly, chop them up.
A foot, the yarn.
Oh, Okay.
Guy goes into a bar after buying his son a turtle for his birthday, and a few he leaves and realizes he left the turtle at the bar. Goes back and asks if anyone has seen the turtle. Mossy's on something weird here. All right, so where's the rest of the story, Mossy? ... Oh, it's some kind of thing we got to figure out, or what?
It's a riddle.
Bye-bye Santa Claus money. Nah, I only spent a third of it. Just burning a hole in my pocket. What can I say?
Yeah. Wish I could say the same.
I still got 20 G's.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? I worked for it. All those little kids pissing and shitting on me, kicking my shins, kicking my knees, pulling my beard, yanking on my ear, sneezing and snotting all over me.
Ugh.
Yeah. It ain't all it's cracked up to be, but I mean, I can't complain. I average $4.40 an hour.
Wow. Well, now I understand why Harbor Freight taps absolutely blow. Because the other taps that are high-speed steel are nice quality. And actually tap the thing and not just fucking completely screw them up.
Yeah, what's his name was complaining, I think, about the Lowe's ones. Was it Andrew? He said they were cheap junk too. They wouldn't honor their warranty.
Well, I've never really had a problem with
Cobalt.
the quality of some stuff until now.
I mean, Trump's right now. We need to go back to making some of this shit in America again. You know, tools for one, because that cheap shit from China, it don't work. No matter what level they want to charge and what grade they want to claim it is for quality, it's all crap.
So you love the Chinesium, huh?
You know, they do okay with their $1.29 a spoon in Colorado there on Colfax, but yeah, their aluminum me's and magma me's and all them other me's aren't worth shit.
Well, I'm talking about the material that they make their hardware out of.
Yeah. Well, one of my son's brake levers just literally fucking sheared off 2 nights ago. I had to replace that. It looks like some weird pop metal, but it's like pop aluminum.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. You look at it and you go, what the hell? I mean, did they throw popcorn seeds in there when they were freaking casting it or what? It's almost like they're trying to find another cheaper filler to add into aluminum.
We have no idea what they put in there.
I know, it's crazy.
I think it was Bill Break Fix was talking about the composition of the material because I think he was melting them down, yeah, in his foundry.
Oh yeah?
Something like that. Yeah, he was melting them. He explained the it was some wild stuff. It's pretty low grade.
Yeah, that's the way this brake lever was, where you seen where it was sheared off. It sheared off at like a 45, so you can see quite a bit of that cheap ass whatever they're dumping in with the aluminum. It don't make sense. Like, damn,
Yeah.
aluminum's cheap enough when you're buying recycled pop and beer cans. Come on already.
It's like poor mushroom cracked his case.
Yeah, I seen that.
That had to be some kind of casting flaw.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably the same
And
shit that the brake lever on my kid's electric bike's made out of. Just sheared
yeah.
right off. Boom.
Now, at least Mushroom's putting it through the torture test, though. I mean, he's out there real day life.
Man, I got to give it to him. He rebuilt that first one. He had like 5 different paint jobs, and he only got 3,500 miles on it before the frame cracked in like fucking 3 or 5 places.
It's a good thing he's got a support network because he's always got something on order. Poor guy.
Yeah, from one Starbucks to the next. He's like
Yeah.
waiting on a part every like 20, 30 miles. Jared said he went through all the extra spokes now, except for one already. He's had that many of them break.
Yeah,
So
he
I
had
imagine
to use all the ones from the other wheel.
So I imagine even the spokes over in China are crap now too at that 10 or 11 gauge.
Guy on Reddit the other day was talking about breaking spokes, and I'm like, no, you pull it out of the rim first. You know, he was blaming the rag joint for snapping the spokes, but it wasn't the rag joint or his hardware in the rag joint. That's what he said. So I'm like, yeah, right. The tensile strength on even a lightweight spoke is pretty high.
Yeah, well, it must be the weight he's towing with the dog in the trailer or something, or he's hitting a lot of something, those freaking semi bumps on the side of the road there or something to snap that many spokes off.
Shit, he's rolled the trailer. I mean, this thing he's out there doing it, man. It's getting worked. But, you know, the way to go, obviously, would have been a friction drive. You can change the engine change the whole engine in 10 minutes or less.
I'm shocked he bought the all-terrain version after he had so many troubles with the Rover version.
Huh.
But yeah, them Rovers that I got with the American flag on them, I'm just going to put them together. I'm not even going to put gas in them. I'm going to roll them out in the front yard and sell them on Facebook Marketplace for what I paid for them. Let them eat. They're junk ass freaking unadjustable front suspension. The brakes are crap. The rotors are crap. I can literally bend the rotors. They're so freaking thin just by pushing one finger on them. And I'm talking lightly. And they'll bend.
Yeah, build your own. Don't buy anything that's built.
The calipers are crap on them too. They're single freaking piston. And all that shit was supposedly upgraded. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, sure.
This is what I'm saying. Man, I need to make a steel frame gas bike. Well, that's what I'm out to do. Exactly that. But this little trade war thing has put a big freaking break up my ass on it. Now I got to wait maybe 6 months, and who knows? That might be just to fulfill the order. There's cold roll in it. Who knows what it might take to get it actually shipped over in addition?
Ooh, yeah, that'd be real pain.
I mean, I don't have enough shop to freaking cold roll my own, or I'd attempt that. But there ain't anybody in America in the steel industry that does their own cold rolling. It's all done over in Asia now. There's only one steel mill left over in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or whatever. The rest of it's all owned either by the Japs or the Chinese. They buy our ore and haul it out and ship it over to China and then spread it out, thin it out, and mix putty in it or whatever, and then send it back and sell it to us and chuck it up our butts. Something happened. I didn't hear you, caveman. Do you hear him, Tan?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Oh, I thought I seen your lips moving, and I was like, well, I ain't hearing anything on my side. I thought maybe it was just me.
Oh, I thought I was just testing your lip reading.
Yeah, I wasn't born deaf, so I ain't good at that skill.
We'll call Trent. He'll fix it.
But I'm usually pretty good when I ride by those ladies of the night. I can lip read pretty much what's on their mind. They're looking for money and a quick sponsor. Just saying.
He's got light there.
Yeah, I'm dark right now.
I'm dark, yeah. Well, I got
cloudy though, where Tan's at. The sky's all clouds.
He said it was raining earlier.
Yeah, he's close to that Vancouver area. Seattle. most depressing part in the United States or something. Most highest suicide rate because they're all depressed. It's always cloudy, rain, snow, or something. What are you working on over there, Tan? Nice triple tree suspension would be good. Mosey, that's a good foundation. 26 dirt bike frame. Yeah, you know, they got that AI. I watched this guy that's got a electric bike channel. He's into the high voltage 72s through 1,000 watt Bafang with phase
Is that
runners.
the e-bike guy? Is that his
Yeah,
YouTube name?
Yeah, in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he had one today about I never thought I'd be making batteries this big or something.
Yeah, he had one about the all the bike frames, carbon fiber, aluminum, and the high carbon steel. They're all rated to only like 26 miles an hour according to the male and female fake AI voices. They talked about the dirt bike frames were the way to go, or the mountain bikes that are built heavier duty to take the punishment with those jumpers, how they got that spring that's going like this kind of angle in the frame.
Yeah.
They were saying the AI male and female were saying they were stronger for both gas or electric or some shit.
Huh. Cool looking design.
What are we looking at over there, Tan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that like a Solex carb?
Huh?
That carburetor rate isn't that a Solex?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that? The new engine and transmission you're going to put in your old Chevy truck, Tan?
Huh?
Is that the new engine and trans you're going to put in your old Chevy truck?
Shoot, I wish. It's on my dad's 74 Datsun.
There you go. Tell him he won't miss it. Just give him $100. He'll be happy. Dump it in your Chevy and away you go. You'll fix your gasket problem.
Yeah, sure. Oh, they're talking about dropping that the motor that's in your truck into my Chevy.
This thing's probably got more horsepower than that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Even
it an
but I have fuel injection.
Take a look at the carburation of that.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's got dual dual SUs.
It's like dual Dixie cups for the bathroom for mouthwash. That
Yeah.
thing sips gas, that Datsun.
Here, listen to this thing. Let me see if I can. Settings. Where's my? Whatever.
Yeah, Josh Delaney says the last time he seen anything on a Trent, he had some sweet ass cases and parts laying around. I noticed that too. He hasn't put a video out lately, so he's probably been in his artistic genius and getting shit together.
I've never really adjusted any kind of a carburetor until I adjusted that thing, and yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I just realized I can't see any of the chat, so Yeah, that's my. And let me get a little 3/4 of it. But yeah, that's so what he's got basically, he's got a motor out of a Nissan 720, and I think they bored it to no, I don't know if they bored it or if they stroked it to 2500 cc up from 2400. And so they also did a whole bunch of match porting to the head and all that. It's pretty cool, honestly. It's got really good throttle response because it's got those. It's got dual. They're bigger than stock dual SUs, and those were all went through, and it's got all the real nice they're like $1,000 carburetors. It's insane. I've never seen it before until I looked on the guy's website for where he sells them, and I saw they're $1,000, and I was like, what the hell? There's no way. But yeah, there is a way. And so we went down to the guy's shop, and he adjusted them and everything, and because he's only about half an hour away from us, and so he adjusted them, and it was because when we were driving down there, it was only running off of one carburetor apparently, but he adjusted them, and it runs really good now. All I did, I just adjusted the idle up a little bit, so it's got pretty good throttle response now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Did you guys hear it?
No, I want to use the gentleman's room.
Yeah, me too.
Me and Cave disappeared at the same time. Great minds think alike.
Here, let's listen to this thing. I'm gonna rev it a little bit. Let me know if you can hear it.
You put the phone by the exhaust.
I'm gonna put it next to it, right?
Phone's muting it out.
Oh,
Yeah, we can't. I can't hear. I think the phone's negating it.
Man, the tacks remind me of my old 72 Toyota.
It is quick response.
yeah. Well, that's lame. I don't know. It sounds really good.
Is that Datsun got those
My
teardrop
dad's
gauges?
had this thing for 20 years. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, he's had that trucks for 20 years, and then I got my truck, and then he's had this thing for about 10 or a little under that, I think. And he's had the other thing that's sitting in the garage. That's got
just proves the
crazy
point.
stuff
We never
done to it,
needed
too.
all this new cars.
It's the thing that sits in the background of all my videos. It's this thing. It's a 71 Mazda not R100, a 71 Mazda 1200 pickup, and basically it's the front half of a Mazda R100, and then it's a pickup instead of an R100. But the reason why it's a 1200 and not an R100 pickup is because it wasn't originally a rotary. It came with a 1200 cc 4-cylinder. But my dad took that out when he got the truck. He actually got 2 of them, and he converted the thing to a 13B rotary, and had the thing ported out and everything. And so it's got a pretty good peripheral port in it right now. That idle's kind of bugging me. I'm going to turn that up a tiny bit more. Where did I put my screwdriver? I set it down somewhere. Man, I don't know how I keep
losing my screwdriver somehow. Literally just had it about 5 seconds ago. Oh, it's right here.
So, hey, Ken, I heard you talking the one night about college, about how you were thinking you were maybe going to stop where you're at on the 2 year. Are you planning on just trying to get a job right there at that level, get something going, and then maybe go back and finish while you're working? I take it you didn't hear me, did you, Tan? Hmm.
All right. Sounds better to me now.
Mossy said, is the seat poking out? Can you hear me, Tan?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's clipping real bad. I bet it's the weather.
He's on a journey there. Something happened.
Yeah, his refresh rate's not that great. He's lagging. And hmm.
Was he driving away? he's getting away.
I don't know if that's him or his dad.
I'm just kidding.
Might be videoing his dad leaving.
It's a sighting of seeing crime.
His dad probably said, "Fuck it, I'm leaving. You need to chop wood, kid."
He's going to Home Depot. I think he's going to get a different can of paint or something.
You were on mute or something, man. We couldn't
I like
hear
the
you.
way my property just. Oh, shit.
We can hear you now, Tan.
I bet it's his range from the network.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, yeah.
Yeah, no, I got a little far from my router.
Yeah, you better hike your ass back in the garage. Your limit's probably just the first bib out there from the garage or something.
Yeah, no, I was starting to get like Leonard. Where you barely hear me.
What's that? Tone deaf and listen to some Ramadan disco music?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He plays some wild freaking techno stuff. Some of it's
Oh,
good,
yeah.
some of it's horrible.
Some of
the
it's,
day he started his car
yeah,
is
it's
all
something.
techno. I mean, his bike. An hour of techno.
Yeah.
And can you drop me?
Oh, my light turned off. I need to replace these ballasts in my garage. So you just keep shutting off for whatever reason.
So while you were out of range, Tan, I asked, you were talking the other night, I don't know, 3-4 video nights ago on Jared's or something, about maybe stopping at college at the point you're at with the 2-year associate's degree. Was your thought to go get a job at that level and then go back to college while you're making money if the opportunity presented itself that you could get to a better level of that engineering degree, or what?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of something like that. I'm not really too sure about what I'm going to do that way because I feel like if I stop, then I'm just not going to want to go back. But at the level that I'm at right now, it's just an exponential graph practically. I feel like I use that way too much, but no, it's pretty rough. So it's like I don't know if I'm going to want to go back if I stop, but it's so hard to keep going. It's like just the math classes are just stupid hard.
So I'll tell you what a friend of mine did. He did just that. He took off at the 2-year. He went and worked for 20 years because he got lucky and got somebody that would take him with associate. So he got on hands and he did an accelerated master's degree on the weekends at Lake County College in Chicago on Saturdays, and I think it was Friday or Sunday nights actually. But he ended up going all the way to master's, and he stopped before PhD because he found out that the secret is, they say, well, you could buy a Lamborghini for what the PhD cost.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't return for almost 20 years till he got the master's. But he makes 135,000 a year now in Chicago.
Wow.
But he hates going into Chicago. He's 62 years old now. He just turned this year. But yeah, he finally broke 100K a year. But he was into that, like the nuclear physicist shit of it, when he was in Carbondale and then Byron Nuclear Plant.
Do you have any kids?
They wanted him to stay on after building that nuclear power plant, and they wanted him to sign a thing saying that if he ever got married or wanted to have kids, that he wouldn't. And he said, "Oh, hell no." He ended up going into Chicago and working at the. He became the city plant manager. He did that for like 8 or so years to put him through that accelerated master degree. Now he's working for a food company where everything is AI controlled robots, and it's 18 stories of freezers. It literally unloads the semi trucks all with AI robots and then stacks it all in the 18 stories in Chicago for some big food company. They're from oh, what the hell country did he say it was? Switzerland or France, something like that, from over in the EU.
I hope they're not stacking us human meat in there.
No, it's probably horse meat and roadkill.
Ugh. Oh, so the stuff you get in McDonald's.
With a side order of PFOS, PFO, and Gen X, and a little COVID-19 just for, a side order.
Oh yeah, for flavoring.
Flavoring and preservatives.
Yeah, it's now turned into a preservative from
from whatever it was before.
We are preservatives. But,
Yeah, good point.
But yeah, it took him, let's see, I've known him for about 45 years, so it took him about 45 years to break the 100 freaking K mark take home. He takes home 130 a year. So he's making closer to about 200K, but they're taxing about 70 grand a year.
Wow.
Chicago taxes, property taxes. Property tax on his house is $22,000 a year.
Jeez. That's pretty rough.
But yeah, he went through one marriage, divorce. He's got a 16-year-old daughter. Yeah, I asked him why he didn't stay a mechanical engineer in the nuclear physicist thing. He said he started feeling like he was becoming complacent in his job and lethargic. Oh, Jan's dremeling something. Hey, Caveman, you get your green stuff from Green Solutions out there in Colorado. They got like the best prices on that, you know.
I've heard
They
their
got one up-
name. I don't go out much. We just buy it on our birthday because if you're 50, you get 50% off, you know. So it gets pretty cheap.
Yeah, I used to hit the Green Solutions in Lakewood and Denver a lot because they'd have that Sunday 1 ounce shake for anywhere between 29, 39, and 49. It was top shelf grade, like 37.56 THC. I mean, hell, you couldn't go wrong
They
for an
sell
ounce
super
of that.
high. They sell super high concentrates here. You know,
Yeah,
in the
I know that
90s.
too. I had a friend that had the medical grade. Man, he was getting something like in the 70s on the THC liquid.
Yeah,
Like
probably
70,
even higher.
79 or something.
Probably higher. Yeah, there's a lot of that out there now.
And he was getting the dabs like Yup does, where it was white, looked like cocaine.
Yeah.
Man, I did a couple of those on his dab bong, and holy cow, man, that'll cave your lungs in.
I'll trade you one of those for one with an equal amount of coke.
Leonard Arola not joining while I'm on live, Mossy. Yeah, old Tan's gremlin out something over there.
His phone's muting. I think he thinks we can hear him, but I think the phone is automatically muting all the high
noise.
decibel noises.
Yeah, from the Dremel probably.
Yeah, because I didn't hear it. I couldn't hear the car.
Yeah, auto cancellation.
Yeah.
Hey, this is great. We could talk mad shit about him behind his back. He'd never know.
Did you hear?
Mm.
Can you imagine?
Remind me to hold this thing in a vise next time because I nearly just fucking got into my finger with the Dremel bit.
Stop playing with power tools.
Who else did
Yeah,
that?
that's
They
for
like
sure.
cut themselves with something. Was that little Andrew?
We all do.
It wasn't Raul. I've never done it.
Oh, you've never hurt yourself.
I've never injured myself with a power tool. No, CNC machine, lathe, none of that. Drills.
Well, no,
hammers.
that can usually be the last time.
Yeah, you lose a finger.
Yeah, I'm talking about grinders and drills and hammers.
I want to be dremeling outside so that way I don't get all these fucking metal shavings that I got to clean up inside in the garage. But then it's like I don't have a vise out here, so I can't. I can't. Well, actually, now that I think about it,
So you blow the shavings all over the driveway so the dog ends up with them in his paw and brings them right back in the house, huh?
oh, I don't have a dog, so it's
Cat?
perfect. I'll just get them. I'll get them right in my tire when I go to roll right out of the shop.
Oh
Perfect.
man, it's flat leaving out of home, going to
Yeah.
college.
Beautiful.
And
Yeah,
walk
right
of
at 6 in the
shame
morning
after
too.
that.
Yeah, right at 6 in the morning. Perfect timing too. Especially when I got to be somewhere.
That's probably done. Grab my purse.
I didn't know it was coming.
I'm here. Back, dog.
Hey, back up. Back up. Just maybe. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up.
I was dremeling on the wrong spot. Hold on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to scour the freaking Facebook marketplace for chromoly frames, get about, I don't know, 10 of them and cut them all up.
Dude, I got a chromoly frame right here. I don't want to give it up though.
Yeah, costs too much for shipping. I can get them used off Face Marketplace for like $20. Old Schwins, chop them up. Just to prove concept and get one to test.
I'm not gonna hold it that way.
But I gotta come up with something quick because, like I say, I got 2 of the electric motors coming by 3rd or 4th of April. Man, I'm so giddy. I'm so excited inside. I just can't hardly wait. Like I've lost my patience. Every
You already
day.
got batteries?
Huh?
You already got your batteries?
Oh, I'm getting 52 volt, 5,000 mAh batteries included with the engines. I ordered all full kit through one company. 1 year warranty on everything, and then I paid an extra $89 a kit for 3-year warranty. Those are just
Nice.
going to be fun to kick around, you know. They'll probably, I'm hoping to hit between 40 and 50. I can ride through some of the trails here in this part of Illinois yet. They haven't banned the electrics on some of them. Some of them they like the I think it's the federal one you can't do, but the state you can. The city one you can do like half of it or some shit where there's less people.
Oh, I didn't even know they did that out here. I think it's all electric and bike, except for maybe federal, like you said, federal land. I don't know.
Yeah, Illinois is weird, man. Like a lot of these bike paths, they're banning the electrics because you get the idiots to go out there with them fucking dumbass Surons and act like jagoffs and ruin it for everybody. That's what Farquaad's always complain about over in Indiana. They won't let them run through there with electric or gas. They ban it. They actually put up steel or aluminum painted plates saying that they're banned and all that on the trails. Yeah.
They want us to be a bad car out here. They give us some bike lanes, but then they tell you not to get in them. So screw them. I don't comply with it much.
Colorado's bizarre. I don't know how many other states are like that, but like Colorado's kind of queer in the fact they say you can't ride on the sidewalks. Illinois, they don't want you in the street. They want you on the sidewalk with bikes, including electric. They don't want you out in the street to get hit.
Well, that'd be nice. Yeah, I stay way clear of sidewalks. I just got to accelerate sometimes. You just got to get up to speed and hope, stake a position. It sucks. A motorcycle can stand a chance,
That's an issue in my mind. Like, if you can keep up with traffic, you're fucking safer to be out there in the fucking middle of the car lane. I think they're dumbasses about doing like 25 or 20 in these states where the bike's slower. That car is going to fucking plow over you if the driver ain't watching. You got no way to get the hell out of the way at 20 mile an hour.
Oh, I agree. It's just I'm not building high quality bikes here, so when I start to go over 35, it's like I'm kind of wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
I can't blame you. It's like, some people's bikes, I don't know if I would blame them and not in, in why they'd be saying, "Oh, I'm not really that interested in going over." Oh, we got Trent in here. I can't blame them in saying that, they don't want to go over 20 or 30 miles an hour, because it's like, yeah, your bike's probably going to rattle apart or something,
Well, I feel pretty good, but it's just that unknown, I keep a
Yeah.
close eye on things.
Oh, Trent, I can barely
at the
fucking
end of the
see you.
day, I'm not going to build a motorcycle. I already got them, so you don't need to build another one.
Yeah. Well, I'm building one because I don't got one.
Yeah,
So
it's
there
a
we go.
great hobby at your age.
Yeah, exactly.
What up, bitches?
What's up, Trent? How's it going?
Finishing up the porting of this Avenger 85 cylinder.
Aha, he's building another one.
Not exactly. I'm just porting it and doing heavier modification.
You just gonna keep that one for your daily then, Trent?
Could you repeat that again?
I said, you gonna keep that Avenger for your daily then? Weren't you saying something like you wanted just a daily?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, you should keep one good running one that you're not trying to do high speed all the time, just so you can go out and
That
bang
was
around
reliable.
every day.
I know it's very hard to do that, because I have that same exact state of mind where I just want to be like, oh, if I have my Avenger, then I can do some upgrades to it, and then I want to tear it apart. I want to put a stroker crank in it. I want to put put a different piston. Like, I want to buy a whole bunch of different parts for it, and then I'm in the hole a whole bunch of money, and I'm like, and then I got something that's not too reliable, even though it goes fast if it is somewhat reliable, but it's not completely reliable. I feel like one of the most reliable things is like a stock kit that's got a bunch of its quality of life upgrades, I guess, as you might say, and then like that's about it. Like, maybe you put an exhaust on it, maybe you clean the ports up a little bit, and maybe you throw a different carb on it, something like that, replace some gaskets or whatever. But that's about all you're going to do to it, and then you just keep it from not dying. But
you and Ken and Trent, couldn't you two just get $199 box kit and hit about 45 or 50, being as you guys are lighter, and be happy?
I mean, I can just buy a new Avenger 85 engine or something, or rebuild one or something. But yeah, I just want more power and go faster and stuff. Well, maybe still keeping it a daily bike or something. It can still be a daily bike, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted my Avenger
have some fun and make a video on it.
No, it's nothing for me.
I mean, that Josh D has said multiple times he's happy if he hits like 25 to 35 on his running around daily up there in Ohio. He said he's more than
I can't blame
happy.
him.
And I don't want to go fast all the time. I just want to build a couple that I break 100 on. Just to put it on freaking film, as Tanboy says. If it ain't videoed, it ain't proven.
Yeah, video or it didn't happen.
Yeah. And I just want to do it so that a couple other fellers over in Jared's that gave me BS for it before can eat crow.
There you go.
Names unmentioned might be one of them.
Yeah.
I came on Jared's one night with I can't remember what I was calculating, but it came out to like 307. Paul Gale figured it out, CC or something. And they're like, what's the point? Well, here's the point. Why are they all building fast bikes? Duh. I think it was clearly answered before they ever even asked the dumbass question.
Going fast. That's the
prove a
point.
point and go fast, just like them or faster than them.
Exactly.
Live,
Stefan, you need
live.
better internet. Yours is shit.
Dude, I'm on the opposite side of my house from my router. What do you want me to do? I'm gonna run Ethernet at
Then
some
breathe it
point down to my
right
garage.
down. Breathe it right down.
I'm gonna get better internet when I run Ethernet from the opposite side of my house down to my garage, but I don't really want to drill holes in my house very often. So, pardon me for taking my time on that. I'll maintain.
You're on Ethernet? You ain't on that
Um,
new shit called Wi-Fi?
No, dude, I've got Wi-Fi, but the thing is that I've got a range extender that extends from the router to the opposite side of my house to where I can actually have Wi-Fi. But then it's like if that extender doesn't have Ethernet going to it, then I literally can't. I'm going to get horrible service,
What are
and
you on,
because
like,
it's trying to repeat the signal, but it's not gonna. That's just not really how that works. So I just
yeah,
kind
what are
of
you on, Cat 5 or Cat 6 Ethernet?
I think I got Cat 5.
Yeah, you got to get that Elon Musk shit with a boost signal booster.
Well, dude,
You
I've
could
got
go
like
5
those.
miles down the road and have a Wi-Fi from your house working.
Yeah, dude, I've got those Google. I've got those Google, whatever they are, Google Nest range extenders, and I mean, I like them. I've had them for a while. I've just found out that my main problem is getting getting internet to them, and so I need to do something with that at some point, which, whenever the time arises.
Priorities.
I should have had these made out of steel so that way. Oh, God, everyone wants to call me right now. Of course, right when I'm streaming. Because why not?
Damn, Cave, man, it's all cloudy where you're at in Colorado too, huh?
Yeah. Hopefully it rains.
Why is it pretty dry out there again this year?
Why would you hope for it to rain?
Yeah, only the
Yeah,
mountains.
then
been
your
dry
riding
for
weather's
years.
screwed up.
Rain sucks for working outside and stuff and riding bikes.
Shouldn't affect you, Trent. You're always in your room working on your bikes, aren't you?
Lucky bastard.
Except for when he's
Nah,
welding.
I just got back inside from porting my cylinder. Where the fuck is it?
I'm still on a phone line. Holy cow. I bet it's been 2 decades since I had a phone line or longer, maybe even 3.
I think my parents still have the home phone set up, but it's like really the only thing that it gets used for is spam calls, because like everyone else just calls my dad or calls me, and that's kind of that's really just it basically. Also, I literally can't even see the chat, so if anyone's like trying to ask me questions, just like, I don't know, join the stream or something.
No, they're not trying to ask any questions. They're just
Oh, yeah.
commenting different stuff about Elon and Wi-Fi and whatever. I'll let you know. I run the freaking cell phone on the tripod, and then I got everybody on the big screen. That way I can read the chats. And
Well, that's the thing, is I wanted to use my computer, and I usually do, but no, my thing just decided to take a shit today, probably because I dropped it like a couple days ago or something. I accidentally dropped it. I didn't even mean to, but I thought it would have been fine. But no, I probably like dislodged the CPU in it or something.
that sucks.
Yeah, I know. I'll just send it back or something.
So Trent, any heads up on any new videos coming out from you? Are you in editing on anything lately?
Yeah, like a video or two that I'm editing right now. And that would be that would be um talking about motorized bicycle engine kits, what to get, what to avoid, what sites to avoid, and such, like Scamberry and stuff. And also the dairy bike.
Oh, that
Um,
chopper that's worthless that Motorized did over in Peoria. It's a joke.
Yep. What the fuck?
Good old bike ferry, huh?
Yeah.
Watch out for Motored Life, man. They've been ripping people off.
Oh yeah. It's fucking insane how
Yeah, he's over
overpriced
here
the
in
parts are.
Peoria with me, Caveman. Motored Life. That's on YouTube.
Yeah, but
It's
man,
crazy.
on Reddit, he stood some people up. You know, like no engine.
Oh, took their fucking money and ran,
No.
huh?
Yeah, the engine. I think it was an engine. Yeah. The 6 months later, just under 6 months, they got eBay to refund it.
Holy cow, that's a long wait.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. He was up. I don't know anything about eBay, but apparently, I don't know, 6 months.
Damn.
But I've heard real bad things. I don't even know if it's a company. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, he's tied up with two other companies. He's in with Bike Ferry and
All right,
someone
here's
else.
my
I can't
cylinder.
remember which. And then he lists the shit on Shopify,
Avenger 85.
eBay, and Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Hey, what are all the components to your engine,
Oh fuck.
Trent? What are all the components?
What do you mean?
Like what case, what cylinder, what piston? Crank.
Just the Avenger 85 engine. This it's just the cylinder that I ported.
Damn, you
Oh.
ported that thing out huge, didn't you? A mackerel.
I'm still not done with this. I need to make a little bit shorter
Holy
corners.
smokes, man.
I'm adding a
Boost
reed
port?
valve to it. T2 reed valve.
Ah.
That I ported the transfers. I didn't do a good job, but good enough.
What are you hoping to break 55 or 60 with that?
Definitely
Trent?
more than 60. I want to try to get more RPM, more horsepower, like maybe over 10 horsepower, 12 horsepower, maybe, and 13,000 RPM, maybe, hopefully.
Out of an Avenger 85, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I've heard of I've heard of people getting like 14 to 15,000 RPM out of one, up to 15 horsepower, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna use a KX85 pipe for it, G2 lead, and a 24 millimeter carb.
Have you tried any of the G-Force 3 or G-Force Ford reed valves yet, Trent?
No, I don't think so. No.
Maybe I'll be the first one. Can't seem to find anybody on Gerald's channel that's used any yet either.
I think I've already used a V-Force.
Running rim brakes on the back. That green Huffy right now. Looks great, Trent. We need a video close up of the cylinder, Mossy says.
Oh, you want me to show it again?
Yeah, Mossy
show it
wants
slow
to
and-
see it close up.
Well, I'm working on the video, so I'm still not done though, but yeah. I got to show the intake as well. Look at how wide that intake is. Hopefully it'll accept maybe even a 26 millimeter carb. Andrew, you're 24.
Man, you hogged out Raul's mom out of that frickin' thing when you were reporting it.
Be nice.
Where the fuck are you?
I was being nice. I was cracking a joke, caveman.
I know.
No, I was talking.
Trying to see if Raul's out there creeping. I think Tanboy's right, though. I haven't seen Raul over here before.
Yeah,
I
me
believe
either.
Tan's chopping wood.
Man, he'd be a lifetime with a frickin' what do you call it there? Grinding and cutting wood with that Dremel. He fast would let a woodchuck knot off for him. All right, what's going on here?
Kenneth, what do you think about Raul?
I like the kid.
Like
He does some good builds and stuff. He's learning. He's funny. I don't really care
I
for him when he
suppose.
gets on and rubs his nipples, though. That's just a little bizarre to me.
Yeah. I'm sick
Hang
of
on, I
I'm
gotta
sick
wake
of
up
seeing
my
that
kid.
shit.
No, he's got a lot of money tied up in builds, though. Raul does. He's got like what, 5-6 bikes now and a bunch of engines, extra parts and stuff.
That's what
He'd be
happens
more-
when a poor guy tries to keep up with Leonard.
He would be more entertaining if his videos were longer and maybe he wasn't quite so hyper. I don't know how to put it. And a little bit strange and a little bit odd, but I think that's because he doesn't have an outlet.
I'll tell you, he was into motorized bikes long before I'd seen one, I think.
All right,
Oh,
I'm
Raul.
gonna finish up the adventure. See ya, guys.
You taking off, Trent?
He's gonna go
Damn,
grind.
He was
He's
gone
grinding.
quick, wasn't he?
Gonna be a grinder. That's what's nice. That's the other thing I like about those Avengers. The crank comes fairly well balanced.
Yeah, but they're only like 40 or 45% balance factor from the factory, ain't they?
Yeah, but a V8's only generally right around 50. So
I'm sure it helps for longevity and takes out vibration at 40, 45%. It's probably a huge improvement over what the China dolls used to be.
oh, mine vibrate. I don't, when they're up at 7,000, they vibrate.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to go in and get them to about 80, 85% and call it good. I think that's where Josh D ended up on that. What was he doing? 49.5 iron sleeve, or did he do an Avenger finally? I don't know.
No, it's an iron sleeve. He had to clean up the cylinder big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was just abysmal. It was really bad.
He said
I've heard they
made
all
fun
are.
of him for building that Turing stand, but it looked like it worked pretty good to me.
Yeah, it seems like everyone always catches flack for doing something. But I mean, some it's deserved, some it's not.
Well, some do and some talk. So
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and that's why I'm on the fence. Been debating whether I'm going to even put anything up on my blank channel on the videos. I might just put it up once the whole fucking bike is done and say eat shit.
Well,
come on. You don't want
I mean,
anybody
you got to do a little
criticizing?
bit of build process on it.
there's too many armchair quarterbacks that sit on Monday to eat chips and drink beer and don't do shit but run their lips and they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
Better stay off Reddit.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Well,
real.
I don't scam anybody, and I don't
No,
plan
I'm
on
just talking
selling
about
to anybody.
people that don't know about anything won't even listen to the truth, and they'll argue with you.
And I got a lot of
can't-
flack when I talked about doing those steel custom frames, so I don't care anymore. I'm going to do the shit, and then I'm going to show it done, and they'll be jelly because they ain't going to get one.
Yeah.
Can Boy's getting one because I already promised him one, and that's it. That's as far as I'm going. But I ain't selling it to him, so he's on his own. If he kills his damn self, I don't want no liability.
Nah, you won't, man. Don't worry about it. And there you go.
And
There's
maybe-
my legal binding contract on video. So
And maybe if you do kill yourself on it, I'll already be dead ahead of you, so I'll just be waiting in heaven.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, then I'll
And
sue
say, see,
you.
I warned you not to go that fast, Can.
But I wanted to.
I know. I still got that old speed demon in me a little bit. That's why I want to try to build one that'll go over 100. Like I say, I ain't going to do it every day. I'd probably be comfortable right in between 35 and 50 on a daily.
Yeah,
Let's
and
put Canby on it.
that's my
Canboy's
deal.
lighter.
I ride between 35 and 50 on city streets, and I never have a problem. And that's I don't do 60 normally. I just like, every once in a while I'll do a little pull, but then I back off and I just cruise. I'm not doing 60 flat out the entire way because I got city streets. I got stoplights and all that. I'm not gonna blow through them. I'm not gonna slam on my brakes every single time. So it's like, whatever.
I live just outside Peoria, and they don't even call it a town. It's a village. The village
Wow.
cops, they don't do jack shit about crime here. They're always sitting up on this one main highway between Pekin, North Pekin, South Pekin, and Central Pekin, going to Peoria and East Peoria. But if you go to East Peoria or Peoria, the cops don't care how fast you go. They won't write you a ticket for impeding traffic if you're riding a bike out in the middle of the lane. They prefer you be out in the middle of the lane, actually. But in my village, man, if you're out in the lane, they'll freaking harass the shit out of you. If you try to go over 28, they'll give you a ticket and impound your bike.
Jeez.
You gotta like limp it out of here and get it over in Peoria, and then they don't give a shit how fast you go.
Wow. That's funny. Now I'm lucky that we have bike lanes. Otherwise, I'd be screwed. I'm not doing, 30 on a sidewalk. Hell no.
We got bike lanes, but it's more like a soft shoulder, but it's all fucked up because they never repair or maintain the roads here. They're all busted up from winter, all the salt and sand. Oh, they're all
Yeah, that's
heaved
what
up.
happens with me.
And then they never street sweep, so they're full of loose gravel all year long. Then you're worried about the tires coming out from underneath you if you're getting on it.
They're just trying to save you some money, Ken.
Yeah, by overtaxing us not to repair the roads. And then they overtax us on the school, saying they're going to improve the school, and the money never goes to the school. The Fitzger just doubled our freaking gas tax for the roads, and there ain't been a dime spent on them.
Yeah, I think they call that money laundering.
It's to pay for those pensions they never resolved in Illinois. They owe those guys like the triple dippers and the double dippers. They still ain't even paid them the first dip.
Yeah, I think Illinois, is number one. I think it's like trillions. I don't know.
Yeah, Chicago's so freaking corrupt, man. They screwed the teachers union over on their pensions, the police, firemen, the city workers. They screwed them all. They actually took their fucking pensions away. Didn't
They're
pay
just
out.
here to help. They're just trying to help you, Ken.
Yeah, I'm glad I ain't on none of that pension bullshit. My friend Paul, they took $482,000, and that was actually money that he put into their system. It wasn't matched or anything. And he tried to sue, and the judge threw it out of court.
Yeah, they aren't very friendly.
No. I'm just outside of the city, so I've got endless trails and still close to everything. Yeah, I can
All right.
scoot around this one back way and get to this like 35-mile blacktop that is either a walk path, bike path, or what that goes between Peoria going west to Canton, Illinois. And I have never seen anybody on it. Bikes, walking, nothing. Brand
Yeah, I
new
heard you
blacktop,
talking about that.
begging to go fast. I got
That's
to take
cool.
like Highway 472 out north and west to get on it.
Huh.
But that's another thing that sucks about Illinois. You can't go out with a gas bike or electric bike on any zone that's past 45 mile an hour. They'll impound your shit and write you a ticket for impeding traffic.
Well, that's screwed.
Yeah.
But
I try not to talk to them. No contact is good contact.
You know, they built all these bike paths in all these states because they knew like the car apocalypse was going to happen. But yet at the same freaking time, then they want to turn around and dick with you because you do what they wanted you to do. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
That's because it's not logical.
Paul Gale says, I agree, caveman, to whatever he said.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah. What was it Ronald Reagan said? The minute you hear that shit, you know it ain't true.
Yeah.
I'm here to rescue you. And then you should run when you hear that nonsense.
You got that right. Cowboy's actually trying to accomplish stuff, but I think he's on mute.
It's that or it's auto canceling the noise again.
Maybe.
and
No,
I'm doing
you're on
a
mute.
little bit of both. Trying to get stuff done and trying to, well, I don't know. Well, trying to get a little bit of something done. I just forgot what I was going to do. Wherever my,
Good thing you don't get high.
oh yeah, yeah.
You forget everything.
Well, no, I just get tired. That's what happens with
Monty,
me.
you're in New Mexico, right? The state of New Mexico. They got a law that says you guys can ride on the highway if your work is more than 20 miles away on a motorized
Me?
bicycle.
Monty's in New Mexico.
Yeah, he can ride if his job's more than 20 miles away legally. So in other words, he can go out on a 55-mile-an-hour zone. All he has to do is lie to the cop, say, hey, I'm headed to the next town to work, motherfucker, and rip it.
Yeah, there you go.
So Mossy's lucky in that regard. I was checking out other states because I really want to move out of Illinois. The fastest state you could go legally, though, is 38, is West Virginia on a gas bike by law.
Damn.
Yeah, they don't give a
When I
shit.
looked up, when I
Not
checked
too
out
horrible like that.
Wyoming didn't. They said we don't have it. They didn't have any laws for motorized bikes, whatever that means.
Huh.
No license, no
Yeah,
driver's
we don't
license,
really
no
have-
license plate, no registration, and no speed, probably.
I
We
don't know.
really
Think
have
about
like
Wyoming is cold as hell. You ain't gonna ride half the year there anyway. You have snow up to your
Windy.
butthole.
Oh, it never stops blowing up there. It's always blowing.
well,
Yeah,
we don't
heavy
really
wind,
have
too.
much of like an actual legitimate law. It's more of just like if you have like a CC limit of like it's like 50 or over is classified as something, but anything like it doesn't say anything about under that. I think it's just like, oh, here's Josh. But yeah, it's like anything underneath, you know, I think it's like it's either 50 or 35 cc. You can, it doesn't say anything about. So it's like if I claim my bike's like 35cc, which, what are they going to do? Subpoena me and then try and, take my bike apart or something? Probably not. So,
somebody was
35
saying their
cc.
state. Somebody was saying the other night on Jared's channel that some state, and I can't remember which one, had a dyno. They'll fucking impound your shit and run around the dyno.
Yeah, I've been
I know
hearing that.
I know like some European countries, well, not some, I think most European countries have like little like checkpoints for mopeds that that'll like check how fast your moped will go.
For e-bikes in
Yeah,
big
exactly.
cities.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, my
And,
phone's going dead. I'll be back. I'll watch you guys on the
All
main
right.
screen, and Josh D can get in there and holler at you fellers a little bit more. All right,
I don't
bye.
Take
know
care,
if I'm
Ken.
in or I'm out. You guys got me or what?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
this is better than the video version that I'm seeing is better than what you can see in the chat. It's surrounded by like computer borders or whatever.
yeah, the only thing is that I can't see the chat, so I don't even
Oh
know what's
yeah, I
going
was
on if
fucking
I'm
with
on
you a
my
little bit
phone.
down there. I figured that out already.
Yeah. But
This is pretty cool though.
yeah, it's not bad. It's just kind of nice and quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get out and ride a little bit today. It was pretty nice. It was a little wet out, but I got the better part of it, so just dodge a few puddles and ride on.
Yeah.
I got to come up
No,
with some kind of better air filter, I believe.
I haven't been. Oh, you want me to like 3D print you a velocity stack or something?
I think I got one of your damn velocity stacks already. I think I got it from eBay, but it's just exactly like the one you printed out for Jared. It's out there, but this that was for the Bofang or the red NT speed carb or something that I bought one for. I'm not sure what you got him one for, but no, I need something to try to keep it clean because I don't have no back fender or no way to keep crap out of it right there. And
I was thinking about designing something that would. I was thinking about designing like a velocity stack that could have like its own choke design, and it's all out of 3D printed parts. Like, well,
Really?
maybe some
Yeah.
out of like laser cut metal or something, but like I was thinking of doing like a velocity stack that could be all just clamped onto the outside of the carb. So that way if you have like a choke that you can't really get to, then you just have your own choke design, and it's like basically like an NT choke, but it's just, I don't know, it's way too like big and bulky. I have to redesign it or something. Maybe instead of doing like a flap that comes up out of the way, I might just do like a butterfly or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just like a butterfly. I mean, you can choke with your hand. Just put your hand on the backside of your hand to it for a minute and let it pull on your hand one. You know what I mean? It ain't no big deal. I would say hooked up to a cable or something. That would be pretty nice. You know what I mean? Just, fix it where you can hook a little lawnmower cable to it. It'd be excellent.
Yeah, I might think about doing something like that. I don't know.
I ended up using, I measured the back of my carb and I had a few filters laying around here, but I didn't know what to expect until I got the carb. And of course, nothing I had fit it. And there's not a whole lot of space, but there's enough space for, what's the speed carb that has the automatic choke? Its filter would fit in there easily.
The HP.
Yeah, the HP, that's it. And I couldn't. The filter was way too big, though. You know what I mean? And it's probably junk anyway. But I thought anything would keep the rocks and shit out. That I'd be potentially spinning up in there. And anyway, I took a caulking tube, and a caulking tube actually fit right over it. And I was like, all right, I'll put a piece of thin T-shirt over it and go about 2 or 3 inches. And I put it on there just one layer thick, and it might have worked a little bit as a choke or a restriction, but I thought it would keep the crap out of it, and it didn't like it. So I'm guessing I must be pretty rich. And I could see it puffing on that thing pretty good as I was going down the road. I shot my eyeballs down there to it for a minute, and you could see that T-shirt. Maybe with the piece of screen in there too, it might make you feel better. But I had it black taped on there for a trial. It was just a quick way to see how it gave. But a lot of times adding length back there and changing things up can make a pretty big difference on a 2-cycle. You know, the size
Yeah,
of
it
your
can.
intake
It
draw.
can definitely. A lot of it's going to
Velocity
be
stacks will help
mostly your
too.
torque, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught your tan. I knew you did one on Fridays, but I think it's the first one I've managed to hop on here and catch.
I think you're on here one of the last ones that I did, but I kind of
Was
took a little bit of a break because it was just it was kind of a pain, and I had a whole bunch of friends that want to get a hold of me on Friday nights, of course. And
Well,
it's like,
we missed you
all right,
on
fine.
Jared's last night. We had a good one last night going for a pretty good while. And I never seen you on there, which you kind of explained to me. You just want to kind of, let things calm. I don't blame you there, not one bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, But
I didn't even try to
yeah.
bring it up, Tan. I'm just saying that's.
Oh yeah, no.
It is, yeah.
What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna put the coil. I got a new coil for my Briggs.
Oh, I heard you say that earlier. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, put that on. I think right now. I just gotta.
Some of them, let's see, like the Kohler engines and a lot of the 4-cycle engines would have a damn automotive size coil, and have a battery hooked to it for an ignition in that.
Yeah,
it's pretty handy. I actually, because they're so interchangeable.
Oh yeah,
the old
for sure.
Full size coil, one car to the next car, tractor.
I've always played around with coils quite a bit and added those. You could use those in a damn motorcycle, but 4 of them's big and heavy compared to 4 little compact units. You know what I'm saying? But a coil is a coil, really. If you can get it mounted on there and get it working, you can make it happen.
Yeah, if it puts out spark, it puts out spark.
Yeah. That one was just cool because it was remote. You could have it up on the firewall or whatever, in the car with you if you want,
Yeah. Yeah, those are pretty cool.
I know the Integras had them, Civics and shit, build them right behind the distributor, and most people don't realize they even have a coil in there. And I can't tell you how many I've bought and fixed just by grabbing a junkyard distributor for $40 and throwing it in one and driving down the road. I'm like, damn, that was a cheap one. I'd drive it, put 100,000 more miles on it, and resell it or something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the Minarelli?
Oh, you got the Briggs.
No, this is my Briggs.
Yeah. Was it a bad coil, or did you just get a high performance one?
No, I was gonna get a high performance one, but I realized that those PVL ignitions that they sell, those real nice ones that have like a limiter at like 12 grand.
Yeah.
Like you're not even gonna rev a Briggs to 12. Like
no,
I'm not building a CNC. I'm not building a CNC like billet monster. Like, I mean, it would be cool to have it would be cool to have like that real light, like 1 pound, finless flywheel on it. But it's like, I'm probably going to overheat the thing if I don't have fins. And it's like, I'm spending like $200+ on, a coil and a flywheel for, not a whole lot of, for basically diminishing return.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, all right, I'm just going to get a stock coil and get get a nice upgraded billet flywheel, but I'm not going to, really, I'm not going to break the bank on this thing. Cause it's just going to get covered up again by a cover. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I might like cut a couple holes or something in it so you can see the flywheel a little better and all that.
I'll tell you something that they used to use right there was a mounting plate that would let you change your ignition. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen those before. Those are pretty cool.
I may have one. I don't know. I done box y'all's fucking boxes up, but if I have one out there, I'll try to jam it in that box for you.
Oh sure, yeah, because I was looking at those and I was like, oh, those are kind of cool, but I didn't feel like spending my money on that, and so I was like,
well,
whatever.
You could do the same thing could be done for any engine to change the ignition timing is a good adjustment. You need that, especially if you're playing with the heights. I don't know. When I first seen one of them bicycle engines
on it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. There wasn't much air to work with. I mean, you can always manipulate it, but not as easy as some.
Yeah, like there's a little bit of adjustment on this, but it's like not really a whole lot of adjustment.
Yeah. Right. I was trying to think. See, with the Briggs and Stratton, your valve just don't actually close until right before your compression's at the top. So you have you can change things a little bit inside there, and I've done it on a few of them. That's why I didn't want to send you that engine that I jacked with, Tan. I figured you'd figure it out for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Play around with it and stuff.
Huh. Well, look at this. I got. You ever seen a completely smooth ribbed, like no ribbing at all on the spark plug cap on this like porcelain? I've never seen it before, but I got it in the mail with this coil. It's completely smooth around. It's a Chinese plug, I'm pretty sure, because it says HIPAA B3L MCU.
Yeah.
That was what they were trying to make. It's hard to say what they made.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I usually put Autolite or Champions in those Briggs and Stratton. So usually, I mean, that's just, they're the cheapest. And if I'm just grabbing some cheap ones, that's what I throw in. The NGK is my favorite plug for, most shit. But.
Yep. Yeah. Same thing with me. I don't really mess with anything else aside from NGKs or, or maybe a Champion.
Fuck,
I think I ran a Champion in my go-kart.
You're dicking with the throwaway engine, you know what I mean? Might as well have throwaway spark plugs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a way that you can cut a spark gap. One thing I'll say is like clocking your fire for your spark plug is a thing with the Briggs and Stratton. So not all plugs are stopping it.
I did it on my two-stroke to clear. I had to make sure I clear my piston because I had my squish when it gets up there. I'm using stock heads, so there's no pulling the spark plug back, and I'm running protruded plugs. But I side gapped it.
Yeah, you could side gap too, right? And then you can cut a fire slot right in the head of that thing. Groove it out up there in the top of your flathead. And I mean that you'll lose a little compression, but it's you'll learn it. You know what I mean, and dick with it and see it. And I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, with a few heads, you can fuck one up. You know what I mean? It don't matter.
Yeah.
Pretty quick, though, like I said, when you hop on your mini bike and hit a hill, if it done anything or not. You know what I'm saying? You'll feel it. If it done enough to matter.
Is he got a 5-horse Briggs or what?
Yeah. Yeah, and so the other thing I got was, I remember the guy that shall not be named was telling me about some bearings or something I was asking about where to find a bearing, and I found this 26 ID and 47 OD bearing, and that's for adapting to this case or adapting this this it's a bushing crank to a bearing side cover, and so I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna try and find a bearing that'll fit it. And so let's see if this works actually.
Yeah, and if you have to cut it out a little bit, like I said, that all depends on if you have access to the tools and that too. But cutting something out ain't nothing but a regular thing in a shop. They'll cut it right out to fit any bearing, or at least the guys I've always been around.
Yeah, exactly.
Bottom bearings, that's a good thing. The bushings worked and stuff, but bottom bearings is going to set you up for a good little start there. Good foundation.
I mean, even if it's just on one side, it's still going to have a bunch of support that it's going to have more weight hanging off the one side.
Yeah, fuck, that's your load side. That's where you really want it. You know what I mean? That's good.
Right. Load side.
Yeah. Some of those go-kart engines, the 2-cycle ones, will put a third bearing in, and your 2 will be in the crankshaft, but you go way out past your clutch or whatever, and you'll add a third bearing. And I've added fourth bearings in shafts. I mean, it just, it worked. If you build a piece of equipment or a lift or an elevator or something for something, and 2 bearings don't seem to hold up, you just add 4 or a stronger shaft or different material shaft or something. I mean, you'll eventually figure it out and work it out. Locking collars, whatever it takes.
It's a little too loose.
Yeah.
Is it? Probably. You can use retainer if you feel like you need it.
Yeah. Well, but you just happen to have that bearing, or did you buy that bearing for that purpose?
Well, I bought this bearing for this purpose. I think the issue is that that's actually 1 inch and not 25 point whatever it is, 25.4 millimeters. And I was supposed to buy an imperial bearing, but they don't have an imperial bearing that's 1 inch by whatever it was, like 1 point or like an inch and 7/8 or something that it's supposed to be.
Well, you're actually building something yourself. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's a little tougher when you do that.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to put you on that road, Stephen.
Oh no, don't worry about it. No, I like I like doing this sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I don't care how long it takes me.
Yeah,
is
that's
it loose in the housing and the
glad to
shaft?
hear that.
What's that?
Is the bearing loose in the shaft on the shaft, the ID and OD, or what?
It's loose on the shaft. The ID is or the OD is pretty good actually. It fits right in there. So, I mean, it doesn't just drop in because it doesn't. But
Good.
no, it'll press in there if I press it in. But it's just the ID is the problem practically. So it's like I need 1 inch by 47 millimeter OD or something, which I know obviously that's probably not going to exist because nobody's going to combine metric and standard sizes. But I don't know.
Hard to increase the diameter.
Yeah.
Got a fancy present today. How about that?
Oh, whoa, that's cool. What is that? A lighter?
Different on the back. No, cigarette case. Cigarettes.
Yeah, that's cool. It reminds me of some stuff I'd see in like The Godfather or something.
That's why I got it. I ended up with they was like $2 more to get 2 free. It's like a vintage knockoff Chinese shit now, $10 for 2 of them. But my neighbor rolls his own cigarettes too. And I was helping him out the other day. I just fucking he'll come over and be like, any filters or tobacco or coffee, whatever. And I try to be friendly with him, give him a dozen eggs to go to. But I thought, fuck it, I'll get 2 of them for $2 more and send him one.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty neat. They matched the lighter. I broke this out. I had a girlfriend from high school give it to me that's passed away now. And I hadn't had that lighter. She put my name on it. But my wife knew about it, knew who gave it to me, so I never did use it. You know what I mean? For the longest time, I just used a little tiny Bic or something. Bics are good lighters too, but nothing like a Zippo, But hell, she ain't here now, so I get it out. She sees it, and I have to hurry up and put it in my pocket. She's fucking so jealous, dude. Girls are funny like that. She's gone in the ground now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like my wife's a pretty good amount younger than I am, 10. So she's like, I don't know, fuck, I can't even ask for ketchup at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Without her being like, well, are you over here flirting with that girl? I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. If I don't ask now, I don't get the ketchup. I don't come for the fries. I like the fucking ketchup. You know what I mean? Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know that same exact sort of thing.
Dude,
some of the girls I dated. Yeah,
it's a
like some of the
double-edged
girls I
sword.
dated in high school
You
are
can't
like
really
that.
live with them, and you can't live without them. She's coming over tomorrow for me to do her brakes on the back, and I was like, oh God, can you just drop it off and hit, go to the fucking park with the kids or something? Because I already know how it's gonna go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna sit there and talk your ear off or something.
Oh, she'll want to help, you know what I mean? And that's all right. I usually prefer girl mechanics, but the thing is, she ain't no help. It's just a distraction. And I know it'll aggravate the shit out of me the whole time.
Make a 1 hour job be about 3 or 4.
Exactly. Well, in my garage is that bunk bed back there too. She'll be trying to fucking blow in my ear or something like, God damn it! I'm trying to I just want to change the brakes. I ain't trying to light pilot lights and heaters and shit. You know what I mean? Jesus fucking Christ, my kids driving that thing. They want a fortune to do brakes on cars or any kind of work anymore.
Really?
That's why I'm glad to see that you do like to work on things for real.
Yeah, I got to get to the point where I know. I got to get to the point where I can do drum brakes because I have no clue how to do drum brakes.
Yeah. They're a pain in the fucking ass, is what they are. You know what I mean?
For doing drum brakes.
Yeah, you can do it. You'll do it though. My dad showed me one drum brake, and I was like, fuck, probably like 15. And he was like, did you follow that? And I was like, yeah. And I was half-assed. I was just been the helper, man. I didn't know he was going to put me up to the other side by myself. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck. He went in the house. He's like, if you get it done faster than we got ours done, I'll give you a beer. I'm like, yeah, fucking right, man. I'll be lucky if I get it done at all. That's
it's
when I
worth
found
it to
out.
buy drum brake pliers.
Yeah, for sure.
Drum brake
They
pliers,
really
huh?
help.
And new
Yeah,
hardware
they really
kit when you
help.
do
I
it.
got
Just
all
get
that
the new
stuff
hardware
there.
kit
I
right
got
from the
That
ripper.
too is worth it.
I got.
That's like shipping stuff.
No, I'm not using this.
Wow.
Yeah, I use this as my thing.
Get
and
you
I
an air
I
compressor and
think-
some brake clean, wire brush, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Do you have any
Some
like
gloves,
break?
you know what I mean?
Nope, freshly out.
You know what?
Nope.
I'll admit something to you that's kind of funny.
Otherwise,
And,
I'd be checking that air leak.
we was on a hill
A
where
great
I grew
question.
up.
For
There's
what?
hills.
Clean the window off. With work.
Lacquer thinner. Where'd that can go?
This-
No, that can of lacquer.
So I get my first car, and it'd been sitting in a field for a while. My girlfriend at school, not a girlfriend like that, but a friend that was a girl, I guess. And she was like, "Hey, I got this car too, and I'm about to start driving, but I can't figure it out. It's a standard." And she says her mama left it to her. And I was like, "Fuck!" And I found it in a horse field over at her house, and it was like 32,000 miles on the car, a little Mitsubishi Mirage. And she'd done run the exhaust off of it, trying to figure out how to drive it, and couldn't, and just left it, wouldn't even try no more, and gave up. And she sells it to me dirt ass cheap, like $800 or some shit. And man, it was good to go. You know what I mean? It little 4-speed, 4-cylinder. I was like, hell yeah, this is great. You know what I mean? For a starter car. And I took it home, and I thought it would be a good idea to get all Dad's WD-40 and spray down the brakes real good, because they'd been sitting in the field a little while. And we lived on a hill, take out. Now there's kids playing and shit down at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And I'm to go to town, dude. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought the more WD-40, the better. So I sprayed the whole fucking fender well, all of it, spring, fucking rotor, every fucking thing. I'm like, yeah, man,
it gets scary.
I jump in it, and I backed it out, and everything seemed all right because I backed up the hill. And then when I pointed down the hill, I get going down, and I don't know, you don't know brakes ain't working until you need them. You know what I mean? Then you go to push them, and they ain't there, and you're like, oh shit, fucking kids.
It's real scary.
Oh yeah. I found the emergency brake quick enough to get it under control, but I was like, God damn, that wasn't fun. I had done turned the key off, you know what I mean? Popped, let the clutch out, fucking found luckily had a handle brake, you know what I mean? I was like, fuck me, dude, that sucked. I drove it off.
Brake
I ain't gonna lie.
and any kind of lubrication, or you have no brake.
Oh, I thought it'd be good for the rust. I don't know what I was thinking, but
To
that's why I said
lubricate
everybody
the
starts
brake.
some fucking wear. Dumbest
Yeah.
fucking thing. One of the dumbest things I ever did. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'll never do that again.
It's like when you change hydraulic brake, you change the pads, and you don't reseat the pistons, and you push them back, and you have them put them out, and then you back out of the garage, and you're like, oh shit, you're pumping to get the pistons out.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Your first couple times, you got to make sure the dogs ain't too close. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. I had a friend of mine he was a guy I worked with. He was believe it or not, one of the low level supervisors in maintenance. And he went to change his own brake pads and called into work the next day, and then called me and told me to turn on the machine. So trying to talk me through what to do at work and shit. And I said, what happened? He sent me a fucking picture, and he was back at his house and had the wheel off. And he was in a hurry, I guess, and put his pads on backwards, you know what I mean? And had to metal to metal, you know what I mean? I was like, how the fuck did you even do that, TJ? I don't even want to know, man, but you better not ever write me up. You know what I mean? I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's kind of extreme.
That's pretty, that's something.
Well, yeah. And I tell you what, man, like when I was at aviation school, everybody was all about, well, I'm going to go work on roller coasters in a big theme park and just have fun and get these girls and whatever, fucking some Joe Dirt carnival shit or whatever they was dreaming, you know what I mean? But, yeah. But anyway, I wouldn't even hardly ride a roller coaster no more. I go to these festivals and shit, and I can spot all kinds of shit wrong with the machine if I start looking at it. And I'll be the first one they send in with a piece of paper to go, give everybody somewhere to go when it's time to shut them down and shit. But
It's a bunch of carnies with a hangover putting it together.
Oh,
So
yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, kids, I wish y'all wouldn't ride this one. You know what I mean? It looks a little shaky over here. These ropes and stays don't look right. You know what I mean? I don't know about all this shit.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about
I
it.
know. That's what I think too. I'm like, I need to quit being a party pooper. Fuck. I guess I don't know. Sometimes I find it harder to ride them the older I get, though. I'm not going to lie. Working with the people and shit that I have, I'm like,
Like,
there was
like
one.
someone says, "Here, ride my bike," and they cut the down tube out of it. Here, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I had a guy.
no. They
He
drove
unhooked
a whole
back
bunch of
brakes
holes
on
in
it.
it.
He was
Oh
on a
yeah,
5.
I've seen people just like cut the top tubes out too, and I'm like, holy shit, you got
Yeah,
to
I've
weld.
seen that too. Yeah.
I see that all over Facebook, and I see it all over, all over like Reddit or something. I'm just like, dude, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
One guy on Reddit did, and it broke. He crashed.
Oh man.
Tan,
There
are
was
you
a
able
guy on
to?
Reddit that hit a deer in the dusk.
I'd
He had
seen
a
you.
night fight with lights and everything, and he just snapped the fork right off.
Well, this one burns up the battery just as bad as Jared's. It'll cook the battery.
You don't keep it. Can you keep it plugged in?
Yeah, I just come in here to plug it in. I'm all by myself tonight, man. It's nice and quiet and peaceful. Nice weather. Got my window open. Went and found another half of my doobie. Get it on. But yeah, there was a girl that I went to school with and left for electricity, and I think I said this. It's 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 2 years. It's pretty intense schooling.
Wow.
And at the end of it, she's like, still can't. The same question I'd have been asking her and telling her the answer to at least 10 times, in the same damn capacitor. And it's like an air conditioned capacitor looking thing. And I stick it up on the table next. We have batteries and shit everywhere. And I say, "What's this?" And she always would answer, "A battery," just because it had a plus and a minus stamped on it. And I'm like, God damn, after 2 fucking years, you still can't tell a capacitor from a battery. And let me tell you what, she was blonde and everybody's type. So you can bet your ass she was the first one of us to get a job. Well, she was the first one to lose one too, though, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, she's not your doctor.
No, she was an electrician.
Oh,
well, 2 years of
thank
school
God
to be
she's
an
not a
electrician.
doctor.
Can't tell a fucking battery from a capacitor.
I mean, thank God she's not a doctor.
Yeah, no shit.
We don't need an electrician. Raul set us up.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Andrew's the one for all the lights on his bike.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not sure they're all working, but yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like, why wouldn't you just get the rechargeable ones? I hate wires on my bicycle. I want it to be like a bike, no wires.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have the rechargeable ones until you have to charge them.
Yeah. Well, I don't run. The deal is, I really don't run at nighttime, so they're just there just in case. Because we'll stop and get a pizza every now and then. It's questionable, and we'll be coming home at dark, and I'll go ahead and turn them on. But really, a strobe light don't take that much energy anyway.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah. I don't like running nothing crazy. Just a little red light on the back or a little white one on the front.
Yeah,
if it's that dark, I just get off the road. You know what I mean? I'm on a bicycle. I ain't trying to ride that shit at night.
Yeah.
Me either. It's hairy enough as it is. I mean, yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I cruised around town pretty quick today. That fucking carburetor's doing pretty good. It's a little bit rich, I'm sure, because it's 4-stroking quite a bit now. Like in the middle, you get it going and get it let off. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely 4-stroking's tobacco. And I don't know if that was this exhaust, the carburetor, or just changing everything up. But it had been completely gone. But there's more power there available all the way around. Definitely from takeoff. You didn't have. It's a great takeoff still.
Yeah, just tune the carb. That's what's so neat about the pumpers. No jets, man. Dial it in.
Yeah, I know. Why don't you rub it in a little bit? I'll get there.
Sorry. I'm just telling you, it's pretty nice, except I'm sitting here with Bowfangs and NTs and drills.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm
I'm
ready
gonna
to
tell you the
jet.
truth. No lie, man. I'm not kidding. If you're not going to be using all that carburetor, you don't need it. You can crank on one of them little red ones and get the speed up just as much as babying
Oh,
around
that
on one of the big
NT,
carburetors.
I get more power and everything, but as far as top speed, the NT, the 14 millimeter goes a long ways. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, I didn't put it up on a shelf or nothing, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna make sure I don't lose the clip and the pin. You know what I mean? I'll set it up here, and maybe one day I'll revisit it, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
I wish we could give this away, but you really can't because I mean, I got nobody to give anything to. So, you know,
yeah.
and by the time you mail it, you bought it. So,
Oh yeah, fuck. You'd be better off get it on eBay and get free shipping for a new one.
yeah. Yeah. Like Roger's got all kinds of parts, but he's on the other side of the planet as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly. Yeah. A good thought though. That's nice of him to reach out. The hell, you'd have to be neighbors for any of it to matter.
Where did he say that he was at?
Rhode Island.
Oh yeah.
Rhode Island, Roger.
Hey, yeah. That's a little far from me. That's
Yeah,
kind
he
of
was talking about bicycle frames even. I'm like, fuck, that's $100. You know what I mean? God damn.
yeah. I think I could probably find something cheaper in my area. You know.
Well, I had a dude that offered me one of those the aluminum felt fakers, I guess, with the gas tank bikes.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he wanted like 400 local on eBay for it, and it had mags on it, and what it had a YD 100, I think. And he said he just lost the interest. The cops were bugging the shit out of him and that. And for $400, that's a lot of parts. And I was like, well, damn.
Yeah, that's really good.
I mean, I don't really need any more bikes, so I'll just reach out. It said or trade, and I threw a couple things in a picture and sent it to him, and he's like, I'll trade you a couple of them RC cars for it. And I was like,
sweet.
well, come on down and see me. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. So that might be in the mix. I told him good luck selling it too. You know, we're going to sleep on it tonight or two, but it's still maybe an hour distance between us. And I was like,
yeah.
well, I mean, I just buy the bike if I like it that much so it doesn't waste his time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see him in the paper. I don't see anything moving, you know, or in the Facebook.
Yeah. Well, he had a bigger price on it. It was like 800, 700, 650. You know what I mean? He's been headed down for a while.
Oh yeah.
But you can't resell these fucking things. It's like an RC car. I don't care how much you got in it. It's only valuable to you. It's like a collector's piece.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you don't like doing it, don't do it. That's all I can tell you.
I know.
You know, and a lot of people have ideas. They're going to open up a whole shop and sell all of them, make the best of everything and shit too. And good luck to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. But that's a lot of work. Eventually, I don't know, man. Your time's something you can't get back at the end of your life.
That's right. It's a very limited market.
Yeah. When you're trying to sell a bike, you know, I don't know.
It's basically the market is
I'd rather
homeless
sell
people.
fucking vacuum sweepers, to be honest.
The one I ever sold was to these homeless people, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you gonna get any money out of them, right? You want to get rich like that?
No. They don't last very long in their hands either.
But it is a great hobby. No, that's for sure. That's what. Listen, that's why I was talking about. Should I start suggesting to vendors, or you know, this frame or that frame, or you know, to people that's around, because they'll always want to talk, and some of them might eventually do it, and I'll see them around town. And I thought, well, hell, if I see any of the bikes in the police impound or any of the ones for sale on Marketplace, at least they'll have the Avenger on it and a good fucking set of wheels or something. You know what I mean?
And unless they already forgot to mix the oil and the engine seized. That happened to I know this guy in Tyler in Missouri, and he's in some rehab place, and someone used his gas and put regular gas in. He's got an Avenger and it
made him lock it up. That sucked.
Yeah, he didn't even know.
I see a lot of souls that happens to. People forget to mix it, and I have to be careful with my mix that I'm using too, because it's not dark. You wouldn't know the difference. I'm colorblind anyway, but you know it's usually two strokes darker. Traditionally, you'd see the
always
colors.
colored, dyed.
Yeah. This stuff I'm using, it looks like gasoline, so you have to be real careful.
Yeah, I use Lucas, so it's green.
Yeah, I've used a little of that. I just drained some Husqvarna out that was green the other day. Green as green could be. I didn't know it because I poured it right in the gas tank when I was draining it. I was like, what in the fuck? No wonder it didn't run no good. Had antifreeze.
I get my best bargain on the Lucas semi-synthetic. That's the only reason I run it. It's pretty reasonable.
My brother had a whole quart of that or near it, whatever, a pretty good sized jug of it. And when I moved his stuff, I got it and I ran through it and I liked it pretty good. It sure don't smoke none. It makes it. I mean, all the equipment's still running just fine.
I just buy it by the gallon.
Mm-hmm. That's how I get it too. I had a couple gallons of it. And I got 2 cases of it. I ain't even gonna lie, fucking gallons full of it. But I'll get it a couple gallons at a time and get it out and spread it around. You know what I mean? And start using it. I'm trying to use it up actually. Don't ever buy 2 cases. You won't need that much. But when it's the same price as 1 case, what the fuck you gonna do when they're discontinuing shit? You get it.
If I was running a new 2-stroke though, I'd be running Dominator or Saber, AMSOIL.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That shit burns so clean, it's friggin' amazing.
Well, I'll tell you this, I learned this real quick. I bought an XL 250 when I was younger and started driving on that, and I would use nothing but Pennzoil and NGKs, and I always liked the K&N air filters best. So and then I'll tell you what, I'm not trying to sell no snake oil or nothing, but Chevron gas with Techron or their concentrate is good stuff. And it definitely made some fuel injection a lot better on some Volkswagens I've had. And well, there's brand name gasoline. I guess there's more than one kind. You can get like BP or so. You don't have to get generic gas, I guess.
If it burns, I run it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hell, most gas stations are where it's cheap and you're traveling. It don't matter anyway. It has that alcohol in it and everything else. And that's what I try to tell people up here. There's 93 is the only thing you can get with no alcohol. And,
out here, you have to go to the co-op. You got to go to the farm place to get it.
No shit. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. They make it so hard to do. You don't even care. You're like generic alcohol bad. This fuel we got sucks these days.
It sucks. And you pay a lot more for it too to get.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. At 93, it's fucking it's $4.09 a gallon.
Yeah.
My God dang. What's that matter when you're, that's only $1 more than the other shit when you're trying to put it in something you want to last.
I was thinking of running high test, but then I kind of considered what I'm running it in, and I'm like, that's a little overkill.
I seen this out of somebody else in the chats. I do appreciate anybody's input, and I'll try anything but freeze what I like, and something's better than nothing. I mean, I wouldn't be past just putting motor oil in it if that's all I had. You know what I'm saying? It's better than nothing.
People do that. People still run 4-stroke oil.
But as far as getting a Chinese motor that you didn't think was going to last a week anyway, and you're making it run, why in the world are you going to spend that much money on crazy oils? You know what I mean? But if you got them around,
I got over 1,000. I got over 1,000 miles on my Zeta.
Right on.
And it runs like the day I bought it, pretty much. Well, it runs better now, obviously. And with that expansion chamber and silencer, I think I could hear detonation, and I don't hear detonation. I can hear 4-stroking.
Yeah. I actually got a good look at my piston on the front and the back not long ago. In this 49 millimeter I'm running it's a stock one out of the box now. Like I said, it's just the regular degler cleaned up, and I mean just the basic port cleanup, not all through the motor.
Well, that's mandatory though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
mandatory. Yeah, absolutely. You got it right. So after that, I put it on the bike and I just ran it, and I finally I would say it's broke in. It's past broke in now. I broke it in last year, and I could tell when that happened. You know what I mean? But I still got to pull the exhaust off and have a look and flop it around some, and it looks great. And then when I got to the intake side the other day, I got to look and flop it around and look at it, and it looks great. And I tell you what, I got to look really good at the rings right there. And that bottom ring looks like it ain't even wore all the way in yet. It's still got some to go before it actually gets to where it's wearing on shit that wasn't there when I started running it. So
yeah, the exhaust side usually tells the story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's where the action happens.
That's where all problems are going to be, right? But yeah, I was happy to see that.
But that's got a steel sleeve, so you can even hone that motherfucker. So
it was actually I checked the gap there between the piston and the cylinder. The cylinder was actually tapered a little bit, which was kind of scary. I know the pistons usually are, but you know, I didn't even think about it because it was so big. It didn't matter. When I put the feelers down in there and checked it out, I was like, oh, okay, all
I
right.
just drop the piston in on a flat surface, make sure it cushions itself at the end.
Oh yeah,
and
It
slides
it,
freely.
it and it did. Like I said, I was running it either way. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter, but I didn't see no reason to hone it straight completely or nothing. I thought I'm just gonna run it, let it do its thing. It ain't no high dollar nothing.
That. But it is cool. They got a long life.
Oh yeah. Well, the rain gap was a little wide too. I thought. You know what I mean? That's probably quite a bit more than what I'd expected.
All my rings have been within spec.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
to
Josh,
get up and go ahead.
Whatever happened? Not to change the subject, but whatever happened with that that one motor that you tore apart on stream, and you were like trying to port it a little bit? Whatever happened with that? Was that the one that you got up and running, or you just end up throwing that case away?
No, the two that I've got running that I've been driving here and got whole bikes out of, they're both 49 millimeter iron sleeves. One straight out of the box, and one's been modified slightly, not ported. Just I did ramp a piston and play around a little bit, but none of them have even had to squish gas checks or the gap or whatever. Like they're just pretty much just the ones that I've been messing with. The third one now was an engine that I bought as an engine, not a kit for parts. So I never cared if it wasn't more than parts anyway, but I started dicking with it, and it was on the motor stand, and it's the first one I put a degree wheel on to try to play with and stuff. And like I said, I've used degree wheels in school and stuff. Don't get me wrong, and seen them in shops and things. But I would be a helper a lot of times, Dan. I wouldn't be in the middle of. I wouldn't be the guy expected to know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And so modifying would be out. I mean, I could get something running easy, but so this time I wanted to change the engine time, and the only way to really do that is find out where you're at now, because I mean, you might be in an all right spot. I never started that motor, and then go from there and keep track of your progress. And I've got a book that gives you targets and stuff written by a guy that's a two-stroker genius, you know what I mean, racing guy, and it'll lay out port maps and exhaust work, anything you want to do. But like, I ain't trying to build a racing motor neither. I just thought that I'd like to try to improve it a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's how I mounted it. I used a stubby 1/2-inch drive.
Yeah.
And then wedge it into the hole. And then I just put the socket on this side, and it just slips on.
Yeah.
And I just make sure there's no slop. I think I might have taped it to make sure there's no slop. And then just TDC it, and then you can watch your ports.
Yeah.
But I haven't done any porting. I was getting ready to buy the equipment, and I'm like, shit, it's doing good enough.
Well, we're going to definitely be doing something. If you'll be hanging out with Jared's or here with Tans, I'll do it right with you guys. That's why I got the tripods and shit. And he kind of jumped in there to show that timing wheel just now, Tan. But to get back to that block, the casting was so bad on one side or the other, or the cylinder or something, that I feel like when you buy an engine alone, you get a worse unit because it was already beat up and had bent fins and dings on the flares and all kinds of shit, more than the other two that come in a kit. So if you ever do it, just probably get the whole kit for the few dollars more. And I think you almost guarantee yourself a better quality of junk, if that makes sense.
Better quality of junk.
Yeah. So
that's what's nice
that
about
being said, you know what I'm
motors.
saying?
Or hybrid, whatever they are.
The case is so bad on the outside with the mats on that cylinder that I have to build it up right there. And Caveman said maybe just bore the holes out in the studs and walk it over a bit, what you need and whatever. But it is, there's a lot of ways to fix it or skin that cat. But I've got a buddy that really wants to TIG weld it, and I sent it to him to do what he wanted to do with.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, he'll get it all done up and holler at me. And in the meantime, that's what made me move on towards that crank stand and shit, and balancing the crank. And so I always thought that was a good idea. You know what I mean? To balance something sounds good. Spinning shit needs balance. You know what I mean? Come on now. So I didn't know nothing about a balance factor or anything, but I know they drill the holes in stuff cases and add lead, tungsten, actually, not even lead. But they'll weld up on cranks, and I mean, you can computer spin them and everything. I mean, it matters, but how much does it matter? if you're running a Chinese fucking 2-stroke though, do you care that much? You know what I'm saying? And that's what the thing was. That's why I ran the first one right out of the box.
It
And I
can't get
honestly,
worse. It can't get
well,
worse.
you know,
Everything
the
you do
thing is
makes it
though,
better.
I didn't think it was that bad. Is the
It's
problem?
bad.
I didn't think so though. I thought, no, man, this thing ain't. What's people talking about? This ain't shit. This thing don't vibrate that bad. And then you balance a crank and put one in it and start it, and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's a night and day difference. You know what I mean? That's going to be on every one I do from now on, and that other one's coming out. That's what's for sure. And that's why I said I would like to be able to tell people a modification that's worth doing or not. And if you got the time to split a case and clean it up and shit and go through it and you balance it, you'll be happy you did it. There's no doubt. It don't take that long.
Yeah, definitely.
There's just no quality control, you know, with them cylinders, the way they come and stuff. It's like, my God, you can tell what you need to do bad.
Yeah.
That's why bicycleengines.com honors their warranty, and Hybrid inspects everything. So you at least had someone look at it before they shipped it to you, you know, and they'll honor their warranty.
Yeah, that's cool. How much is that now?
Same price, pretty much, and they clean their
Oh,
cases
wow.
and they rip them down and clean the cases and perform an inspection.
I don't even know how they could afford to do that and call it a business. They're just losing
They
money.
buy
probably.
a lot of them.
Yeah, I guess. Now I
I think that's Kelly Kensler and Ken Hinson. I think they're the guys that started the Avenger design.
Yeah. I remember when the Avenger first came out. Jeez, that was a while ago.
I worked for a guy when I was in Virginia going to the AIM school down there, and his name was Ronald Macon, and it was around Norfolk, Virginia, is where the school was at, and he wasn't far from there. But I went to cash a check, and the people at the bank was cashing it for me. Was like, "How do you know Ronald Macon?" And I was like, "I work for him." And this guy you wouldn't know had any money, dude. Like literally, we worked for him, and you'd have to go piss in where the horses piss and shit out in the stable or something. You know what I mean?
Wow.
If you had to poop while you was at work, he'd send you in his house and shit. And the wooden floors in the bathroom was so old. You know what I mean? You'd be like, damn, dude. You know what I mean? I feel like telling him that I don't want to raise now. You know what I mean? But he's an old furrier and used to do like horse hoofs and stuff like that, like blacksmith type shit. Or when you do it for a horse, I think it's called just a farrier. But he'd take care of that kind of stuff. But he was an old horse guy, big time, and his biggest thing was converting horse trailers to like a camper horse trailer, so you and your lady could go out and go horse riding and spend the night or whatever. And not very many places will do that for you because you shouldn't be using it as a dwelling, and running gas for a heater or a shower or something ain't a usual thing for a horse trailer, right? It's hard to insure. There ain't no UL underwriters laboratories ain't checking this shit out. If you blow the fucking thing up, it's on you. But he would make sure he had excellent customer service, and he would stand by anything that he did. And I'll tell you, we had an old Massey Ferguson or something come through. It may have been a Ford or something even, but it had a lift box that would raise the equipment up. As you was plowing, it would just, you'd set it at 2 feet deep, and it would be a fucking at the top of the ground by the time you got to the end. And he brought it in, and he looked at it and sent it back to the guy, and it worked for a while, and then it quit and started doing it again. He brought it back to him, and I was the second guy that got to look at it. And I'm used to running hydraulic systems on a plane, and I'm like, yeah, I can probably clean it. I'm just thinking it's dirty valves and shit, you know what I mean, or bad controls or something. And I said, I'll take care of it. So we vacuum it up, get the fluid out of it and shit. And I didn't find nothing. And that's kind of shitty when you don't find nothing, because you want to find something so you can feel like you got it, yeah. And I didn't find nothing, but I was like, man, I'm going to put some new gaskets on this piece, put the top cover back on, fill it up and see what we got, you know what I mean? And hope for the best. And a fluid change might take care of it. It usually does. It'll help a lot anyway, all the way around.
Hydraulics.
Yeah. And so he come and got it. And I tell you what, we kept that thing for a fucking week and kept trying it every day. That was my job, was just to go to work and run the bush hog and shit and plow and whatever the fuck else. And I was like, you sure? You know what I mean? Because he was paying me as a mechanic. He was paying me good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, God damn, dude, I'm just chasing fucking rabbits and shit, you know what I mean, for cutting shit and doing stuff I did when I was 10. And but he didn't care. and he paid me to do it. Like I said, it fixed it, and he said, "Well, did you find it? You know, what can you?" And I couldn't, but his specialty was to do good work and stand by and stuff like that. Like he wasn't known to be the cheapest, but he was known for good work and good people stuff. And that was one of his things was he ordered from the Chinese, and he would order it a year before he wanted it. You know what I mean? And commission 12 chippers to be sent in and 10 tractors and millions of dollars worth of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it would come in, and we knew because we were always fooling with it, with the teeth ain't gonna be no good. You need some hardened teeth on it. All the fucking tires are Chinesium, and you gotta get rid of them. The controls were shitty. The hoses were shitty. We could make everything better in his shop, and you could still sell that tractor for half what they want for a one that you could buy in the United States as a compact tractor around 30 horse. And he made a killing doing that. And the weekend warriors is the guys that he aimed for, people that had money in Virginia and, you know, wanted to be out on doing stuff on, you know, like I said, if there was ever any trouble, he found out about it, and then he would fix it before he would ever sell another one on all of them or talk to the people and keep the relationship with them and shit. He was good. He was a good guy to work.
Hey, I'm going to sign off and watch. Okay, guys?
Yeah. All right. Hell, how late you stay on?
Yeah. Have a good one.
Take care, guys.
You stay on for a while, or how does it usually go?
I just kind of stay on until like everyone signs off, and then once everyone's off, then I'll just kind of go off and do my own thing. Stream.
That's what I figured. That's what I was gonna say, Tan. If you want to get going, you can get going, or you can hang out. We can
apparently, unbeknownst to me, since I'm not looking at my chat, fuck.
Well, you can say it. Like it's just me and you. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I'm still streaming anyways, but anyways, you know, that thing showed up and was in my chat apparently
tonight,
and I didn't even notice it, but it's like I
didn't see it.
It's good that I didn't notice it because I don't need my night ruined, you know. So
that's the thing is he really needs to watch where he's stepping to, Tan, and that's why I'm glad you just kind of backed out of it to let it cool down. He'll grow up and get over it, but it's the same when you guys want to try to start talking again. What happens is there's a little bit of spilled blood or something now, even though nobody fucking stabbed nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And every time he gets a chance, he'll poke, even if you're being chill. And then every now and then it gets on your nerves, and you want to say his name and bring it up too. Fuck him. You know what I mean? Just if you or bless him, really is the way to say it. Hopefully, just you know, let it be, and you know what I mean. You ain't have to worry about it. It'll die down.
Oh yeah, no, it will. I'm sure it'll die down after the races too, because it's like, you know, who cares?
Well, I mean, usually it would give a person a reason to brag and be glad of their accomplishments and stuff, but it'll end up turning into something bad there too. No matter what happens, I feel like there's some negativity attached to it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, damn. I still hope you get to go through with it and have fun at the race and stuff, but I could care less.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna have fun.
That's cool.
I mean, as long
is
as
it pretty far away from you? I've been kind of following from Jared's, just kind of listening. But you're going through some pretty good amount of trouble getting you a helmet, a suit, and everything else. And like I said, if there was a racetrack around here, and this is how it is with ham radio people or RC people or anything, is there's some of them that they're like been doing it for so long they're kind of rude to everybody else, or you know they're like a little snotty or something maybe, or I don't know what's the right words for it, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm like, hey, I'm just a new guy and I'm checking in. And they're like, well, what's your call sign? And I'm like, well, fuck, I got 15 minutes to say it. You know what I mean? I'm going to get there. But, you know, remember, I can wait till 14 minutes and 58 seconds. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter. And maybe I don't want to talk on here anyway, but I hate that, though, because there's not many RC racetracks. And when you go an hour away to go visit one, you don't expect to be getting run off with a bunch of attitude if you win, lose, or just because you're there. Fuck all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just you're supposed to encourage it to get bigger and spread the hobby. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I like to see it be positive. You know what I mean? It is a fun little thing. Passion, too, if that's what you want to call it, if he's listening, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, exactly.
Call it what you want to call it, but I just have fun doing it. And that's what's fun about it. That was cool to see the Briggs on there tonight. Yeah, I'll look and actually, that's what I was gonna say.
Wait.
You still there?
There we go.
Yeah, I did. I figured you hopped off here. I was gonna go too. That's what I was gonna say. I'm not fucking tired tonight anyway. The house is so quiet. I can close my eyes and get some good rest tonight.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds sounds like a plan, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck working on whatever you get into tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Later, man.
See you. Let's see. Well, hello everyone. I'm back. For anyone that's still watching, I don't know. You know, been going for about 3 hours apparently. It's pretty cool. Saw me do a whole bunch of random shit. What am I gonna do now? I don't know. Don't got a whole lot to do. Yeah. I don't know if anyone, well, I don't know. Saw some people showed up. Yeah. Yeah. Would have been earlier. Yeah, nah, don't worry about it, man. Nah, moving a house is pretty big challenge, you know, or not a challenge, but like it's a pretty big endeavor. That's one way I'll put it. Yeah, for sure. No, I don't mind streaming, and I just realized I left my safety glasses on. Great, cool. I guess I'll leave this as After Hours is rolling. 3D Motorsports clutches the talk. All right, well, if anyone wants to show up to Leonard's stream, he's got his stream going. I'm probably gonna shut down streaming for the night. It's not like it's late or anything, but you know, not got a whole lot to do. I'm gonna try. Oh, what's up?
What's up?
Try to get back and do Fridays more often, probably.
What's up?
See what I can do.
I tried to jump in with the old phone because it works on your Google, where it won't on Jared's, but it wasn't finding your damn channel again. Fucking YouTube.
Huh? That's weird.
I swear to God, if you guys don't have like 1,000,004 views or something, it's a fucking pain in the ass.
I know. I think it's mostly that and like the amount of channels that you're subscribed to.
What's that little tiny gear under the fly nut on the clutch side called? I forget.
The small bevel gear?
Yeah, the bevel gear.
Yeah, the small bevel gear.
So I got some friends up north that work in a CNC shop in Freeport, Illinois. They're gonna make me some harder bevel gears.
Oh, cool. We'll have to see how those hold up.
Because I'm gonna go with a no clutch system that I'm building.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Just like they did 123 years ago on the Harleys. What was that other one? Excelsior, Triumph. What was the other one? Cambridge or something like that.
Leo knows all of them. I can't remember some of the names.
Yeah, there's I don't know. There was probably 10 or 15 at the time back in that era. But I'm thinking about a whole case. You got to remember, I don't even think they had lathes back then. You're talking pre 2000 or pre 1900. I think they were turning a lot of that shit out with just grinding it out with files and drill bits and shit.
Yeah.
But that's what gave me the idea just to buy a blank chunk of fucking steel and make a steel case. Cut that bitch in half. And go with a bigger 4-stroke iron sleeve down into aluminum head to fit a 94 mil.
Oh yeah.
And then the range on the crank was oh shit, I told you the list. Was it 54 to 62 or something?
Wow.
But I have to have a custom case. And then go with bigger bearings. And I'll make it where it's already stuffed because I won't hog out the extra.
Yeah.
So I drop that stroker in there, and then I freaking press the 94 mil sleeve down into the aluminum head. And then, like I say, I'm going to trench port in the back going underneath the fucking jug, like 2 G-force 4 reed valves, dual carb, probably like 28 mils for the carbs, duals.
Dual 28
on that
mils.
custom
That's gonna be
frame.
killer.
And hopefully, if it's running too rich, I'll be able to lean it back enough without having to buy other carburetors. But I think 26, 28, somewhere in there, I'd be about right on duals for that setup. But yeah, I'm hoping that thing will break 100.
You should try like dual FCR carbs. They have like God, what are they called? Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do some research on some different styles of carbs, but I think there's some pretty good carbs for like drag racing in Compton that like
But
they do with the mini bikes.
I think I mentioned it on Jared's channel. I didn't mention it on yours tonight. I ordered 2 CYC X, what are they called? X Pro 1 or some shit, Gen 4s from Hong Kong.
What are those?
They're electric.
Oh.
They say they're 6,000 kilowatt. I think they unlocked 8K, but there's a guy that's already hacked it, and he's pushing 40 freaking KW through one of them.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. He's on YouTube.
48,000 watts. Jeez.
No, 40,000. 40 KW, 40,000.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. He had a little meltdown issue where the magnets blew loose. He had to re-glue them, and he suffered some damage with he had a phase runner and 2 other electric extra outside components. I can't remember off the top of my head. One was Grin Technology, one was ASI, and one was, damn if I can remember what the third one was called. It was like a K12 something.
Huh.
But he was running 4 freaking Monster 72-volt batteries, 5,000 mAh. They were like 56 pieces by 4 full-size batteries. But that black guy in Florida, man, he's already blown over 100 with his custom builds. That black e-bike guy down there in Sarasota, Florida, have you caught on his channel with electric?
I think I know who you're talking about. Maybe.
Tommy. He calls them Tommy bikes.
Huh.
So I think his first name's Tommy. Well, anyway, Caveman touched on that white kid that's up in it's a little tiny town in Wisconsin. Anyway, he did something phenomenal. It was just some gearing. So how Will is like upgrading Puck's messed up stuff. I just want to go with no clutches at all. So like Will showed, he had a whole stack of burn up ones. He said he was breaking all that shit. I want to just do away with all that because back in the board track racing, they didn't have clutches, they didn't have brakes. It was a 0 oil engine. I like brakes, so I'm not going to go no brakes, but I want to do no clutch so that I ain't buying pads or clutch stacks and spacer plates and anything that can go wrong.
Well, you could do
trying
one
to
or
get
the
over
other.
100. Huh?
You could do one or the other. You could go no brakes, or you could go no clutch.
No thanks. I just go no clutch. I want my brakes.
Yeah.
I've gotten old enough that I want to live if I break 100.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be blowing through somebody's cornfield and one of them bob wires and shit and have my neck taken off. That'd be ugly.
Oh yeah. Or like
We've
someone
had that
puts
over
up
here.
like a
They put up one bob wire to
like
keep out a horse, a cow, or a deer. They do
trim
that
wire or
all over
something.
Illinois. There was some kid that was ripping through up in Roscoe, Illinois one year. It took his head clean off. He was on a snowmobile
Jeez.
doing like 40. He was only doing 40, and it literally
Wow.
just sliced his whole head off.
Wow. That's insane.
But yeah, I don't know if I want to put it out on my channel. Like I say, I might put it out done, just show the video of me hitting it at my kid with one of those cameras that does the speedometer or speed 69 or whatever with a Hero or 360 instrument and prove that I broke it, and just throw that up. I just don't have the patience for any hate, discontent, or bullshit comments.
Yeah. No, I can't blame you. They get annoying after a while.
But yeah, so like I say, I got about 10 grand worth of shit I ordered up coming.
Uh-huh.
The shit I don't have, I had to order raw stock, so I got to machine it out myself. So, but I'm gonna try some different gears on that left side, because the one kid on his electric, he did a 72 volt through 1,000 Bafang, and he was running like I want to say a 4236 setup, and his shit, he was hitting 50 freaking plus miles an hour on that little bastard on a 1,000 watt engine.
Jeez.
So it was just a little more than, it was like 1 to 1.21 gear ratio or something. So I was thinking I would screw around with different gear ratios on the left side on the gasser that I want to build to see if I can get more out without overporting and going batshit crazy, and just get me to where I can break 100 at 6'4" and 270.
Yeah, that would be pretty killer.
But it's going to be more like a fat bike style cross between that and a Harley, because I got Harley rims already laced up, ready to go on it, and Harley tires. I'm gonna run Pirellis.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, so I'll have serious fucking thick spokes, and I'm debating on, like, we'll use those Brimbos,
yeah.
yeah, Brimbos. I'm debating on that, or just using the Harley calipers.
Dude, I mean, whichever you can get cheaper. I remember when he first put those together, he was talking about how he got them for real cheap and all that because he got them on
Yeah,
eBay.
he got them used, which is smart. And then, like he said, he bought some rebuild kits and rebuild them, and there you go.
Yeah.
He saved a bunch of money.
Yeah, that I've got it. I will admit that's it's a good smart idea. That
But I also sent you those. I was looking at the Magura, the thicker ones. I think those are 3.5 mil 220s
oh
for,
yeah.
what was it, 37 on the rotors. Yeah, I ordered 4 of those.
Oh, that'll be cool.
If they ain't worth the shit, I'll send them back and I'll get the Harley 220s. And then, which of course, I'll probably have to go with the Harley freaking brake calipers too, because the 220s on the Harleys are a lot thicker. I think they're like 5 or 6 mil. But yeah, I made sure every place was at least 30 day, just return it new if I didn't mount it on kind of shit. So I want to get it all here and mock it up, and then see what I think is actually going to work, just by mocking it up, hanging it on shit. But I'm going to make those, like, Smolik makes that center or whatever. Well, with those ones on the Magura, the centers are already 6-hole. They're already done. I don't need to buy that adapter.
Yeah, true enough.
But on the Harley ones, if I go with the Harley rotors, I'll make my own custom adapter out of just some plate steel.
Yeah. Well, and
like
then
1/8 inch or something.
well, what are you gonna do about the having to have the rotor sit a little closer to the wheel because it's so thick?
Well, I can take those frickin' hubs out, right? And I can mill some off and move the frickin' spokes if I have to, even, or put in some spacers past the frickin' hub in between. I mean, there's a lot of different ways of going about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's more than one way to skin the cat here. But I'll probably try spacers first. It depends, you know, if the McGurrs will work out for me well and I can get those Brimboros, then I'll go that route.
I think it'll actually be easier because of the way that the spokes are, um, like, so you know how it goes from the center of your rim, it goes like kind of out in like a V almost like this, like these are your spokes, it kind of goes out towards the hub and then it kind of, V's out further until you
Yeah.
get to your hub. So,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
what the I think the easier thing is actually to go like bigger in diameter rotor wise. So if you can get like a 300 or something like that and then adapt that down to that 6-hole design, it's going to be even easier to fit bigger calipers, which I'm sure those Harley calipers are going to be a lot bigger, and so you won't run into any issues with.
I think they're pretty similar in size to those Brimboros, actually.
Well, the thing is that
depending on the year that I can get out of the junkyard.
Yeah, I remember that he was saying that he had a whole bunch of issues of having to clearance a whole bunch of things so it didn't hit the wheels and blah 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 blah. So
yeah,
I'm
but
just
that's
trying
where
to.
he made the custom plate, right? That goes in between the caliper and the rotor. Will said he made custom plates. He didn't use the Smolek. I think he used the Smolek in the middle, maybe he said. I
No,
can't remember.
he's using dual 220 rotors that are from Smolek, and he's just using
Their
Brembo.
adapter, their
Yeah,
adapter plate for the caliper.
No, he's using his own like custom welded ones or something that he got
Yeah, that's what
antique.
I was saying.
But the as far as the rotors go, he's just running 220s. And I remember him saying on Facebook when I first joined one of his groups, I was kind of interested in the way that he did his brakes. He was talking about how he was like, oh, I should have went bigger so that way it would leave me more room to not have the backside of the caliper almost come into contact with the spokes.
The
And
rear is where the problem was, right? He had
yeah,
plenty of room up front for clearance, yeah, because you get into the chain and the sprocket
well,
on
I
the
mean,
left side or
on
the
the
right.
I mean, either way, on the back side, or on the inside of both caliper, or on the inside of both calipers, you run into that issue of it almost hitting the spokes if you only run 220s. But if you run something bigger like like 325s or whatever they have as a standard that way, um, you space it further out and you have more of that, and you have less of that V that you're going to run into basically with all of that.
That's
So
like those fat motos. They use like a 300 something, 355 millimeter. It looks gaudy.
on
You know what I mean?
the rear,
Yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't have a clean look to it. It looks gaudy and out
it
of place.
it definitely doesn't. But I will say it is like, even though the rotors themselves look a little anemic, um, they do serve somewhat of a purpose because they're a lot bigger. Um, so it's going to have a lot more leverage on stopping that wheel. Just
I don't know. I got to give credit to Will's build. Is outside of that aluminum that I hope never cracks on, so he never gets injured. The rest of that build is sweet, man. It
yeah,
looks like it came out of a factory for
yeah,
all that he did to it and every effort he put in. It's a very fucking clean build.
yeah,
I mean, I gotta give him props where he deserves it. But
yeah,
having match size 220 rotors, and he went through a hell of a hassle and shit. It came out good.
yeah. It's it
But that's
definitely,
like I
yeah.
say, I could use spacers or something. And I'm already planning on making my own custom adapters in between the caliper and where it hooks to the frame.
Hmm. I
But I
can
was
help you
just
CAD
figuring these
something
on
up
the
if you
girls
want it.
because they're already 6-hole. They're ready to go on like gas bike, stainless steel, freaking like not bike ferry, but same kind of design.
Yeah.
I got another guy. I shared the link with Jared that one night of their fucking American chrome, their steel rim, and they're like 10-gauge spokes. It's like $100 a rim, front and rear, $200.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think I know
and
I think I know what you're talking
they're
about
better than
actually.
fucking Gemini. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Bruce or Will's Uncle something Bruce or Uncle Will's.com or some shit. I got it saved in one of my gallery snapshots. I can pull it up on one of my freaking 3 different phones.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of it I want, just use some of the shit. It's always cheaper and easier if you can get away with it that way. But yeah, if I end up with the Harley rims, I'm gonna have to jockey around some shit. But yeah, I got them on order too. But I'll build a couple of skinny ones, like I said. But I'm gonna build one that's fatter for me. I'll build a skinny one for you, and one for each one of my 3 sons. But I want that like Euro pocket style where it's fat, and I'll probably make I'm thinking around a 3.5 to 5 gallon tank that'll look like the fat motor. It'll just look a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Because I plan on going out and riding the shit out of it after doing all the build on it. I want it to do, more than fucking 10-mile rips. I've got to limp it over there to the start of West Peoria about 10 or 15 miles before I even get on that blacktop over there. And then, like I say, it's like a 35 mile stretch. So that's like 45 miles one way and then 45 plus back. So that's like 90 to 100 mile trek to go do what I want to go do. And I could be wrong. It might not even be a bike path. It might be going to some fucking government factory that's hidden back there in the woods, for fuck's sakes, on federal property. I don't know. I never seen no signs though. But I want to go rip on it because it is fresh ass brand new blacktop, like 1 year old. They laid it all last year.
Wow.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's gonna be killer.
yeah. Think about it. There shouldn't be no nails, no glass, and no bullshit on it. You got like 35 miles. You just fucking rip tater chips, man. Shouldn't have to worry about flats or none of that dumb shit. Ride the bike guy. Tan, at some point you will show us how you put dual disc brakes on your front wheel. You got duals on your front?
I have the capability of doing it.
I thought you had one in front, one in rear, yeah.
I only have the one up front and the one on the rear.
Brian, Will Campbell has got duals on the front, and he's got with Primrose in the rear. I think he's just using that.
He's just using one Magura or something.
No, in the back, I think he has one pit bike caliper.
No, he swapped from the pit bike caliper to the to an e-bike caliper because he said that it was lighter or something.
Yeah, well, he's trying to shave weight where he can, which in racing, that's what you do in theory.
Yeah.
You could have the same setup as somebody else, but maybe you're 10 pounds lighter and you win the race.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like I told you before, Tan, it also depends on the tire quality, the rubber.
Yep.
You got Z-rated shit, harder rubber, it makes a difference. You get less sidewall cave in and all that shit when you're fucking cornered.
I've got the ability of doing dual hydraulic front brakes, and I'm going to. I just don't really have the money right now. I'm trying to go to SoCal, and if that doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out.
Hey, how long do those pit bike, the actual brake pads last on those pit bike brake calipers?
Dude, I've never had to change them, and I don't put a whole lot of miles on my bike, but on my Roadmaster, I never had to really change them. So they probably last like I don't know, like two, like, no, probably more like 300 or 400 miles. I don't know. I'm guessing.
That's it?
Probably. I'm completely guessing, so I don't know. I'm probably way off.
Pads are crap. Do you know where to get just the pads?
I have a bunch of them just sitting around. I don't think you can just. Well, you might be able to just buy them off like eBay or something.
I was thinking there, Alibaba, AliExpress, That's what I did on the kids' electric bikes, Well, one of them's supposed to be mine, but shit, I can't ever keep one of them up to keep them going to and from work. But we bought 100 pads from Alibaba for like $200. So the per front and back was costing us $1 a shot, and they only last 300, 400 miles, and they're fucking cooked. And that was the best quality ones they made for our style brakes that came on the already pre-factory built electric bike. So, I mean, literally, there's no room for upgrading their shit. It comes the way it comes, and you get the best pads they got, and that's that. But we got a lot of hills, so with a 120-pound electric bike plus 150 pounds, I think he weighs, 180 pounds, going down a hill, you chew them fucking cheap pads up quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just wondering. So a lot of people probably just keep reordering them through Amazon, the whole caliper with the fucking pad all over again for like $30, huh?
Yeah, probably. Something like that.
See, that's where you'd be better off to go with those calipers that Will's got, because those fucking pads just, man, they probably go what, 5 or 10,000 miles. Timu was showing hydraulic brake kits must have pads. Must have pads. Timu. Is that like Raul's Timu welder? Must have bubble welds. Yeah. But yeah, I'm all giddy inside, dude, man. $10,000 order of shit coming. I got to like 50 freaking 1 degrees today. And I don't know why. All the other guys in all the other states around me, they've been like 75, they're saying 79. I think Mike Miller said he was in the 85s or something. Illinois, and I'm like midway Illinois, where usually I'm in the warmer equator line. But it's just been crappy cold here for some reason longer. And I think Raul in Pennsylvania is shitty cold. And Ride the Bike Guy, is he the one that's in Canada?
No, it's
Paul Gale.
Yeah, Paul's in
Yeah.
Canada.
Our weather just frickin' sucks, man. But yeah, 51 for high during the day, and then we go back down to like 30 every night. So it's already back to freezing. It's just stupid. We already passed the first inframural politically correct spring day, and we haven't had any spring weather yet. Then we always got that frickin' Willard over there in Utah sending me that frickin' crap snow and rain and sleet and shit weather he has. I'd like to take a pair of his wife's pantyhose and choke his frickin' throat out. I'm only joking.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
Well,
what were you grinding on outside? I missed that part.
Oh, I just had some brake adapters for that I got for real cheap that I had to cut to fit a little bit. So I just had to grind out a little bit of material to get them to fit onto my caliper. So I gotta go back and modify a CAD file.
What's that for the chopper?
No, it's for some hydraulic brakes.
Oh, because I was going to say your other bike's torn apart in pieces. You shipped half of it out.
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't do that for nothing, but we'll see.
Well, why? You still don't think you come up with enough to get there?
I don't think it's that. I think it's just kind of a time issue with what's being built.
Front rim, I told him I made it myself with these parts. Same in Michigan, was rainy after snow, then sun, then back to cloudy today. Yeah, it's been like that here in Illinois. It's just frickin' like the fluctuation swings are ridiculous. Like 1 hour you could go out and ride maybe, and then you're screwed the rest of the day. Like how did Trump say it that one day on his inauguration? It was sunny and bright and looked